Hello! Welcome to the Stream of Chaos. We are Chaosium's official live play channel and we play Call of Cthulhu. Now tonight's game is our third session of A Cold Fire Within, but before we jump into it, let's meet our cast. Jim, boot us off.
Hello there, I am Jim, or Jamie, or James, whatever you would care to call me, and I'm going to be playing José, the steadfast butler of, well, bodyguard really, but the occupation name is butler of this gentleman.
Hey, I'm Jackson. I play William Vanderven, one of the wealthiest residents of New York City, a well-to-do socialite, and generally a all-around good guy.
Hello, sorry, I was replying to chat. And I forgot we were streaming. Hello, my name is Rachael. I play Edie Cheong. She is a mechanic but does slightly weird stuff. It was just kind of a side gig, and now all this stuff has happened. It seems to happen to my characters where they're just like chilling out and then they get involved in weird stuff. It's my life.
And I'm Daniel, or Dan, or Danny, or whatever you want to call me. And I'm playing Detective Nick DeMartino. I work for the New York City Police Department. We're looking into strange cases and things, and boy, have we found one. In this particular instance, I'll just get it. We're looking for the case of, we're looking for Brendan Sterling, a compatriot of ours of an organization. He's gone missing a few days ago, and we are searching for him. We've tracked him down to Ferdinand Argus's abode, where we got sent to another plane of existence, or somewhere in the vast space under some influence of some sort of toxin. And now we've decided that we need to destroy that toxin and hide
A murdered gun.
a person who is...
I glossed over a few of the crimes, but that's
technically
the gist.
it might be manslaughter.
Murder is such a strong word.
Yeah, it's...
It is strong.
I don't think it was premeditated.
No, it wasn't. Technically it was probably mans. Anyway, look, I'm David. I'm the Keeper of Arcane Lore. I'll restrain from listing off nicknames, but what I will do is I'll boot us into the game. So, where we begin, the four of you have returned to the scene of the crime in the absolute literal sense. Earlier that day, you returned from this plane of existence, a gardener was shot, and you have currently rolled him into a rug and put him in the shed for the time being. But this will be an active crime scene soon, so you've taken the opportunity, because you know the detective that's in charge is a little bit lazy, won't be there immediately, to return to the crime scene
After
to try
we
and...
snuck out of the hospital.
Oh yeah, that's right, you broke out of the hospital as well.
We asked to leave, and you wanted to leave out the window.
And he climbed out the window.
Yeah.
Oh, I got there
And then the
first.
nurse just went, yeah, you guys can
It
leave.
was
Have at it.
theoretically quicker.
But anyway, you guys have returned to the scene of the crime. You're going to try and cover your own trail, continue to have a little dig around this guy's house, and also possibly burn down a greenhouse, which is full of some strange plant, which you believe was the cause of your interplanar transition. Now,
The good news is that it's the 1930s, and as far as I'm aware, DNA doesn't exist yet.
I think fingerprints are a little light as
I
well.
haven't invented DNA yet.
No,
Straight
no
up
one's...
exists, but
They can't find it.
Yeah, so I think crime solving in those days was a little bit more,
Well, sort of
I would say,
hunch-based.
nuanced.
Yeah, that's right. So, the four of you have returned in a van so that you have enough supplies to either steal things or put things there. I think you were going to plan on stealing a whole crop.
I think we figured out we couldn't, we didn't want to burn the plants.
That's right, you were going to
Or
take
destroy
all of
them.
them.
Or
make
disturb
them gaseous.
Yeah, it's kind of cyclical.
We'd
Yeah.
rather just dismantle them and take
That's
them.
right.
Take them to a secondary
Yeah.
location.
That's right. So,
We just dump them in the ocean.
I like
Be a
it.
bunch
There
of
is a
really
river.
high
Girl, I
fish.
like the way you think.
There's a bunch of fish raining down on an asteroid field somewhere on another planet.
we gotta get rid of them quick. And there's cats, so it's fine.
Be great for the cat.
Figure out the
Exactly.
space cats.
Space fish.
We
I
gotta
think
get
we've
rid of
solved
these.
this campaign. Let's wrap this up.
David,
we're
we're
good
done.
to go.
We gotta get rid of these flowers. Let's dump them in the town's water supply.
Yeah, but
David,
the
we're
more
done.
pressing concern is that as you've arrived, there were a couple of nosy neighbors sort of pushing their way into the scene. Detective DeMartino stepped out to try and send them back to their homes, but upon pulling his badge and threatening them to get inside, the woman noted his badge number and began to yell, "Police! Police brutality!" alerting the people nearby. What are you guys doing? So you're right in front of her with your badge up and pointing at it. The three of you are all in the van nearby, and you'll remember you've met this woman. You spoke to her when you were carting the body away.
Yeah.
And she was just recently telling DeMartino that Mr. Vanderven was here earlier, and she's very excited to give her eyewitness report.
I would rather stay in the van.
Okay. So you're going to keep to yourself for a moment?
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't think my presence will
Look,
kind of de-escalate the
yeah,
situation.
I think that's probably right. José and Edie, what are you guys doing?
We're in the van.
Yeah.
How far away are they?
Like just outside. Nick stepped outside. The van is just in front of the house, and they are just on the street talking to one another. They are feet away. You can hear this whole conversation.
Okay. Just roll down the window. Shut her up, man!
Oh my god.
I hope she didn't hear that. I go, alright, look. If you don't go inside right now, I'm gonna have to arrest you for obstruction of justice.
Help! Help! And you say you're going to arrest her. What do you try? You've already fumbled the pushed intimidation.
I assume there's
Shut her
no
up,
way.
man!
Yeah,
How are you escalating this? What are you trying to do? You've already pulled the badge.
yeah. I'll pull handcuffs.
Oh my.
Okay, you pull out the handcuffs, and as you pull them, she just shocks for a moment. This is a nice neighborhood. They don't get arrested regularly, and she kind of just freezes for a moment, just completely taken aback that you would even consider arresting her. And she goes, "Oh, on what charges?
As I said, obstruction of justice.
I haven't obstructed anything. You
Look,
threatened me."
I told you what I needed you to do, and you did not do it. That is obstruction of justice. I am justice. You are obstructing me.
She just looks back and forth. Well, do you want to give me a...
Wait, yeah, if you want to give me
Persuade.
something. I already fumbled the ball.
I agree,
I'm happy to,
I agree,
like...
but we've got to figure out what happens here. Give me a... I think it's still persuasion, but give me a hard persuasion test.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're going back to bellowing.
Trick her out,
Well,
man.
otherwise I'm arresting her. Like,
Do you want to make this a fighting brawl check to grapple her?
I mean, will she fight me on it? She's a nice neighborhood.
She is, but she doesn't want to be arrested, particularly.
Let's try this.
What are you going for?
Let's try this hard persuasion test.
Okay, go for it.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, that
Nowhere
gets
close.
nowhere close.
What's your
It's an
persuasion?
82.
And what's your persuasion?
60.
Ooh,
Push
yeah,
it.
unfortunately not, unless you want to spend
yes.
50 something points, no.
Yeah.
She's refusing to comply. She starts listing a completely outdated, like, laws or something. She's like, under Section 8 of the New Jersey, you don't have jurisdiction here. That one might be true.
Yeah, actually, it's fine.
You're in New York,
We're in a
Cop.
different
We're
spot.
in New Jersey.
Yeah, it's a different state. I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
I like tap on. You know how like you can lean out of a car and like tap on.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on, man, wrap this up.
Who are you with them?
Roll out the window.
I would like to make a
Panicking at this stage, I'm gonna jump out of the car.
She sees you and you're not. How intimidating are you? You actually said you're kind of not. You're
I'm quite an intimidating
Okay,
person.
yeah.
But and I wear a suit, and I'm going to attempt to pass myself off as a detective. And I'm going to come around the corner and bellow, DeMartino at the top of my lungs. Are you threatening this woman? And what I'm going to try and do is I'm just going to barrage and I am not a fast talker, so I'm not going to try and lie here. I'm going to grab DeMartino and try and just literally be like loud enough that she thinks there is a disturbance and she could leave. Like I'll shove him against the car and I'll get a finger in his face.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Make an intimidation test.
Can I do it? Can I lean into it and do it like a? I do what I want. I get results.
Yeah.
You can't stifle me, Captain. I know what I'm
You know
doing.
what? Those cuffs are going on you. Can I have advantage?
Do you have acting by any chance? Just a question. All right. No. Go ahead and make an intimidation test. No, it's gonna be a straight roll, unfortunately. He's leaning into it, but that's the only chance that this comes together in any way.
It's a good call.
Fumble. Actually, wait. No, I have 50 and it's a 98. So would that be a fumble? I have 50 in it.
Raw no. Once
Okay.
your 50 goes to 100.
So
Still a
it's not a
fail.
fumble. It's still a fail.
We have made a right mess of this.
It's just a fail.
All right. She runs. She
Okay.
turns. She sees you, and she sees Ellen. And she's running for another neighbor's house, and she's yelling help.
Yeah.
I let.
And
go.
she's got you. You could chase her.
What if we? Sorry.
She runs. She goes. What is everyone doing? Immediately, she goes. Help!
She's an old lady.
Help!
Chase her.
Goes.
No! I'm not gonna.
All right. She
Chase
sprints
her, man.
across. She sprints across the road.
Oh, go into run to the.
You run to the greenhouse.
No, I'm running to the body.
To the body. Oh my god.
No time for discussing. Where's everyone going?
Yeah.
You're going for the shed.
I'm going for the shed.
Shed.
I would like to grab a can of fuel of some kind.
Yep.
If I have one.
Some sort of accelerant.
Oh, I gotta burn this shit down and
Oh
leave.
my god.
All right, okay. You grab it like a kerosene. Yeah, sort of, you pull it out, and it's waving back and forth. You can smell the fumes. You lug it under a thing. You begin to run for it. As the woman has now gotten to the other side, she's slamming on the door, yelling help, and you can see lights turn on upstairs. What are you doing?
Yeah, Van help.
Wait, she's not going back to her own house.
No, she's running to a neighbor to get help.
I guess at the risk of splitting the party, I think I better go to her.
All right, so
and
you're
see
gonna
what I can do.
you begin to hoof it across the street.
As you get
Yeah.
out, I'll say, "Are you sure? You don't want to get seen any more than you already have, sir."
No, but I think I better do my best to calm the situation before it gets out of hand.
Okay.
All right, so you're heading across. Quick question:
think this
are you
is-
bringing your walking cane with you?
Yeah, let's just go 2 for 2.
All right, cool. All right,
All
you
right.
just stride out and begin to head across.
To
Jose, where are you
clarify,
going?
I think this is out of hand. we have reached out of hand.
Jose, what are you doing?
I guess I'll dart after these two.
Okay, so which one? Greenhouse or shed? They're both in the back.
I'm good.
Shed.
All right, you both run over to the shed, and you guys can clear around. You're already outside. You get there first. You head to the shed, and as soon as you open it, first you don't see anything, but then bundled in the back under a bag of fertilizer is a rug, which is sort of bent over on itself and seems to be filled with something.
Alright.
You pull it out.
Yeah. You're with me, yeah?
Yep. I
Let's
will.
go. Let's like one on each end. Get it in the van as quick as we can.
All right, so
I guess
you.
We locked the shed though. I guess you would have had the key.
We don't have.
Oh, that's true. Well, no, Edie's just there. You've come around the corner.
Yeah.
So are you joining them? So that's fine. You unlock
Yeah.
the shed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Elliot me the
I
key.
gave you
catch the key,
goes
yeah,
in, yeah.
open. You guys grab it and you begin to haul it back. Can I get a strength check? And are you trying to be stealthy?
I think
I'm going to assume
I
no.
think-
Yeah,
yeah,
it's going to
shit.
take longer.
At this point, stealth has failed. We're going for speed.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
speed. If we can get in and out before the neighbors wake up or something else happens, like we can.
Yeah.
Like speed is our only thing
All
at the
right.
moment.
Can you give me a strength check? Don't tell me what you roll yet. We're gonna just get a couple rolls.
Do you want me to one
Edie,
roll one as well?
you're helping him. Roll with advantage, Jim. You guys are helping one another.
Yeah.
Edie, what are you doing? You throw them the thing, and then you're looking at the greenhouse. The door is still open because when the gardener came out, he never came back to close it.
Yeah,
so it's
okay.
slightly ajar, and inside you can see it is filled with these yellow flowering plants that curl up around the outside and like just completely fill the interior. There's a small lane in the center that allows you to walk between both sort of bushes. What do you plan to do? And there's some sort of random tools scattered within.
Cool. I have some accelerant.
Yeah.
I have 25 in demolitions.
Boosh.
So, I didn't know anything about explosives, but I could dump the accelerant
Oh yeah.
on
No,
all the plants.
absolutely.
What?
Was that the plan?
It is the new plan.
It
We
is-
don't have
We are past
I
plan.
could not
Edie,
have said that better
Edie,
myself.
what are you doing?
I will sacrifice this entire neighborhood.
And to be honest, if they all start hallucinating,
Oh no, cat.
I'm gonna add arson.
yeah.
False imprisonment.
You can add impersonating a police officer. Edie, alright, so you begin to just take the barrel and just like slug it out over it. Can you give me a demolitions check with advantage? Because you have the materials
yeah.
to do so, and it's a simple-ish thing.
Do you
Alright,
have demolitions or you?
again,
do, hell
don't
yeah,
tell
I
us
do.
the result. Across the road, as you begin to stride across the street, you're trying to keep yourself kind of together, and you sort of pull your jacket on, button it up, but she's slamming on the door, and you can hear footsteps coming down towards it. You're going to have a second to talk to her before the door swings open. She's going, help! Help! I'm being
I
attacked!
doff my hat.
Yep.
I say, Madam, are you quite alright?
She turns around and starts, and then, Van de Ven?
Yes, well, I felt so bad about the disturbance before, I thought I'd come back and see if you're okay.
She looks, no, there's a man over there pretending to be a police officer, and he's got some thug with him. I think they've come back to tamper with evidence. Say, why are you here?
Well, I was just walking down the street, you know. I thought I'd drop in on you just to make sure you're okay after the disturbance from earlier this afternoon.
I'm shocked walk anywhere. As this happens, the door opens behind it, and silhouetted is the frame of another neighbor, a big bloke who's got a bathrobe on that just comes up a little too short, and he's pulled it out around over him, and he's looking out at you and just kind of confused by what's going on. He says, what's going on?
Mr. Vanderven, I was just in the neighborhood visiting my good friend. I never caught your name.
The woman?
Yeah.
Karen. I think is what we're going with.
Yeah.
Karen, can you give me a fast talk check as well for
That seems fair.
trying to basically be like why I'm here and why this is a normal, cool, and good circumstance. Alright, now let's go through them. So, firstly, how did you go?
Extreme success.
Hey, nice. Alright, so as this is happening, as you're talking, the body comes across. We will find out if that is a good thing or a bad thing. Edie, how'd you go?
Extreme success.
And then smoke begins to billow into the sky, yellow haze and drifting across the area as Edie rounds back and charges towards the van.
Not great.
Oh no!
So right,
Don't forget about luck. Don't forget about
You have
luck.
so much luck.
Yes,
remember?
indeed. It'd be 18 points. That seems budgetable.
Okay.
Based on your luck as well. Can we have a luck check from you?
I'm
What's
now
your-
down to 51. So
But what was it? What was it before?
69.
As opposed to Jamie's.
14.
Yeah.
That's excessive. You don't need all that. All right, so you're able to keep the draw from it, and as you look over, you see the smoke being around. You just step into the doorway, drawing both of their attention. She goes, Karen, I live nearby, and I like to think I'm a useful member of the neighborhood. I keep an eye out for any trouble.
That's fascinating. Do you see much trouble in Mr.
Yes.
Mr. Argus's
Yes,
house?
I was telling you, there's a man impersonating a police officer, and she goes to point towards it. She doesn't look though. She just gestures, and it's right at Nick and José with like a rug over. They just freeze for a moment, and Edie scuttles past with the empty gasoline can, and she goes, "Over there!" And then she goes back. What are we gonna do about it?
I don't know. Could they not be friends of Mr. Argus? He seems to have some very strange visitors.
Seems unlikely. He said he was a policeman, and then he threatened to arrest me. I hadn't done anything wrong.
Oh, that's simply terrible.
It is.
Perhaps we should just go inside.
Yes.
Would you invite us in, Mr.
He sort of goes, I suppose, fine. Come in, put a kettle on. And as he does, he's going to look outside the thing. Can you give me a dexterity check or something? This is you just stepping in front of the events to try
Charmingly
and...
so?
Alright,
It distracts him with his sheer personality.
I just have a
and force of
hard
will.
charm check if you want to go charm.
A hard charm?
Yeah, go for it.
I can take that.
For viewers at home, a hard check is half your score.
Yeah, it absolutely is. What's your charm skill?
My charm is 85.
Okay, so
Oh,
42%.
42
And,
is pretty good.
yeah, and my pop talent is that I am so goddamn charming.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
a smooth talker. I get
Yeah.
a bonus die on my
Yeah.
charm.
Oh,
Excellent.
whatever.
Much like in real life, Jackson's character is very charming.
Is that cocked? I can't say that's cocked, no.
Oh, dear.
So that'll either be a 98 or an 88.
Oof. Alright.
Well, they'll
40 something points of luck, I think.
Wow, he's not that
Nah.
charming. I think I'm gonna be fine.
I don't think I can.
Okay.
push it.
Actually,
I would
yeah.
rather
Can you
stay
push it?
alive. May I push it?
Let's see. You
I'm
could
like
barrel
barging my
forward
way
into
in.
the house. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like just pushing
Pushing
in
past,
and
yeah.
getting inside. So yes.
And they'll be
you-
so stunned at having Mr. William Vanderven in their house that they won't even think twice.
Yeah, or they'll be so offended that they will turf you out and immediately implicate you with the others. Remember, you cannot luck a pushed roll.
That's fine.
All right, go
Oh,
for it.
I
Roll
like
again.
it.
Still has advantage though.
Oh, damn. 35 is under 42. That's
Oh,
that's
no,
success.
No, it really isn't. Okay, all right. So he sort of goes, yeah, just a moment, and you push through and onto the other side, and you sort of clap your hands and go, wow, what a lovely place.
Exactly right.
And he turns around and goes, we did it ourselves. And he steps in, and the woman goes behind them as well. As the three of them bundle into the car, the windows went down, and they look out. What do you motion to them? They're all in the car. You're moving into the house. What's the last, or anything?
Yeah, I guess. No.
Drive!
Edie begins to
Oh, I'm driving on it.
chew away. Yeah.
I like the idea that the two of us just bundle into the back with the
With
body.
the body,
yeah,
and
What are we gonna do?
swing into the driver's
We
seat.
could have put it in with the fire. Oh well, it's too late now.
That would have been great.
Yeah, that
What are you doing? You're driving away though, or are you staying?
Where is the lady still going to tell us what's happening?
Well, you don't know. They step into the house and the door
Oh,
closes.
he's gone? Okay, cool.
Drive.
Yes, I go.
All right, you go away. Can you give me a drive auto check just to peel away? So you're not going to
Drive.
crash into a house if you fail. It's just how quickly you're able to.
I fail.
Yeah, all right. It's a bit of a sputtering. There's a bang from it, and there's probably another gunshot. And then the van begins to move away, heading south. Where are you aiming for? Back towards your garage?
Where are we currently? So
In that that dot. Yeah. Yep.
yeah,
That's the one.
yeah, towards the garage.
Okay, and you begin to head away. All right. As the three of you leave, we'll jump back to yourself. So you're in this like tiny kitchen in
Is
a
it-
fairly awkward conversation.
Is it like a nice neighborhood? Though?
It's a fairly nice one. This is like the smaller kitchen off towards the side where cocktails and stuff are prepared. They have the much nicer one, but he's not really sure about you and this whole situation for the moment. He's kind of trying to keep you in a small area. And the woman is just going on about what she thinks she's seeing. Now, she thinks that the hoodlums that murdered the young boy earlier have returned, impersonating a police officer, and were intending to cover up the crime scene. But, she explains, she got the badge number of the cop that was being impersonated, and she's pretty sure that she can get that through to a detective and give them the crucial information they need to close this case.
Really?
Yes! He showed it right to me!
Fascinating. He was from a local precinct?
No, I didn't recognize the number, and it looked like a New York badge, I think.
New York badge. You know, that's where I make my home.
Oh, of course. I mean, we can see the tower from across the river.
Oh, you can. That's very nice. Yeah.
Well, why don't you join me? And she just, can I borrow your phone? And
Well, as it happens, I happen to have a few contacts in the NYPD. Maybe I could pick up that for you.
of course you do. Yes. Why don't you call now? Here, come. And she's gonna, a little telephone we brought out and put before you, the cord strung through and into the living room behind it. And then you're seated, and standing behind you is the bloke in his bathrobe, and standing in front of you is the woman who's eagerly looking between you and the phone.
Dial a number.
So
Do
you
my
like-
best to cover it up.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oof. 10%. Oh.
Yeah.
Nah, 77.
All right, you can just dial 911, or yeah, it'd be 911.
Well, no, they wouldn't dial. It's not an emergency, is it?
No, but I was saying you can just straight up dial the police.
Yeah.
Anything else, she'd be aware you're just dialing a random number or a tone or something. So you're unable to like sneakily
But
dial
she-
your lawyer or someone you know.
Okay, so
Of
she
course,
knows, she
I've got
knows
his
the
private
police's
number.
number, I guess. Or
Yeah.
I guess she'd look it up. I have computer use.
Yeah.
Does that allow me to hack into phone systems?
With
somehow?
time,
Yeah, with
I suspect so.
yeah,
but this
computers
is
with
you are
time.
being watched and you are dialing a number.
Alright, I dial police's number.
All right. There's a moment, and it's non-emergency line or
Yeah, it's
I
like
presume
it's
there
like
is one. Yeah.
the office, the precinct.
Yep. And as that goes through, the phone will pick up, and I go, Detective Clocks, how can I help you?
Yes, hello. This is Mr. William Ven.
Uh-huh. How can I help you, Mr. Vandervan?
Well, I was hoping to set up some kind of meeting with one of your detectives.
And the woman next to you goes, urgent, talk to him now.
Oh, by which I mean it's very urgent, and I must speak with the detective right now.
You can hear something creaking that goes, Mr. Vandervan, is someone there with you?
Yes.
Are you safe?
No, that would be fine.
You can hear him so leaning forward. He goes, Mr. Vandervan, do you need us to send a police officer? Just answer yes, and then try and fold the address into conversation. Mr. Vandervan? And the woman's going, tell them about the fake cop and the body. And then she looks out and goes, I smell smoke.
Can I get a cutaway, please?
Alright. As that goes away, you guys are driving back, and behind you in your rearview mirror, you can see yellow clouds beginning to billow into the skies behind you. You see there's a couple of windows opening as people look out towards it, and that smoke just begins to kind of slowly fill the area around the city.
I feel like
Or
New
the
Jersey's
suburbs.
gonna have a very interesting evening.
Where are you guys heading towards?
Back to the
your
shop.
thing? All right.
Is that, by our judgment, is that far away enough?
It's a few hours.
I think-
Oh, okay. We're not gonna be like at risk.
No.
Okay.
I mean, that's a healthy distance away, and there's no ties between you. No, you guys can do that. So, after a hour or two of driving, you're beginning to settle down. The two of you you just sort of threw yourself in the back seat where there's no seats. Sorry, into the tray or the van section. There's no seats, so you're sort of bundling along. And at first, the energy you were like holding on, but now you're like scrambling to find a seat. And the rug is slightly unfurled, and one hand has sort of dropped out across the side.
And we are presumably making a mess in this car, moving a body through it. Like
It was
evidence
in the
is-
rug. There's not a ton of blood everywhere. It's also dried a bit. I don't think there's splattering everywhere. It's just also the smells beginning to hit a little bit. Actually, I don't know, cause I don't think they decompose that quickly.
That long.
Yeah.
Is it the same day?
Yeah.
hasn't
It's
been.
later. I don't think it's decomposing yet in that case. It smells fine.
Look, I'm a cop.
Uh-huh.
Where's the best place to dispose of bodies?
Sorry. You're a cop for now.
Yeah, I'm a bad cop.
Yeah.
Where would be the best place to should we go into the middle of nowhere?
Do you
and
have
bury it?
what skills
Should
might
we
you have?
drop
Do you have
it? Should we tie its leg to a thing and drop it in the harbor?
Do you wanna give-
Counterpoint. Ray gun.
what?
We're at my shop. Could just put together a disintegration gun.
You could build a disintegration chamber or something. Yeah, it'd take you working through the night, and there's risk, and you'll need some bits and pieces for it. But hell yeah,
It is also a bay.
you are next to the river. Apart from that, there's houses. There's probably a construction project going on
I
somewhere. You
have,
dump them in the concrete.
I have cinder blocks. We could just drop them in the water.
Yeah,
Why am I so chill about
Yeah,
it?
I was about to, that was my next question. Was
I mean,
how are people?
yeah, this ain't great, but we do have to do some. We're implicated.
Don't cover your mouth.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're implicated no matter what.
So Edie's kind of just driving. You've gotten near your neighborhood, and you're just beginning to go in circles a little bit now as you guys come up with a plan.
Burning it's not a terrible idea.
People will smell it, and it is. Where are we gonna burn it? We can't burn it at my parents' place.
Don't you have a furnace?
Do I have a furnace? I don't know. What is in mechanics shops?
Yeah, mechanics. They always have furnaces. My local one is 3 of them.
You'd have a torch, like a.
That's not really what I want.
I think that we should head out of the city.
You possibly might have. You would probably have you could put it in a car that's going to be pressed into a cube, and you send it to the
I think it's a
rubbish
bit
pile or
before
something.
that time as well.
Yeah, probably
eh?
is.
Yeah.
So it's a guy with a hammer hammering into a cube.
I think we should get out.
Yeah, I think we should get out of the city as well.
I also agree.
So
And what are we gonna do with it once we get out of the city?
Dig a hole and bury it.
we can think maybe the whole cargo's missing. Maybe everything. It's
What,
just,
the car?
yeah.
That's not my car.
That's what your dad's currently working on. Yeah.
It's not our car.
Easier to get rid of the body than a whole car.
Well, then
Just bury the
let's just
body.
keep driving for now.
Yeah, let's find a place in the middle of nowhere and just bury the body.
All right. Could I get? A navigation test to find somewhere secluded.
Yeah, I've got
Um,
navigate, but it's not much higher than.
Natural world for a chunk of the river that flows fast enough that you think you can dump it. Do you have any skills you basically want to argue? Law.
I have
To be
na-
like,
I do
technically,
have
Oh, I've got law. I've got.
Be technically they can't follow us across state lines or something.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, look,
I don't
can
think
I
that's true,
use my
but yeah.
law to find some
So you
sort
want to
of
do that? Do you want to do it?
I
Navigate,
do
Edie?
also have navigate.
I think there's a novel that says that there's a national park somewhere in America that murder is technically legal or something. We have to drive there.
If you do it right on the state line, it's technically no one's
Yeah,
jurisdiction.
they'll argue
or-
about it forever. So
Yeah.
go ahead and do a law, and Edie, if you want to give me a navigation test. Daniel, you would need a probably extreme success to find a loophole here for what is effectively burying a body.
And it may not matter, but. Ooh.
Oh, that's
Pretty good.
kind of luckable.
What's your law? You rolled 16 under what?
I rolled 16 under 35, but I need an extreme success or a hard success.
Extreme. So you need 7.
So I need 7. So if I luck it down,
9
9
points.
points.
Before you waste a whole third of your luck, Extreme success for me.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
I got a hard success.
With navigate. So yeah, but like with law, like you're probably advising on a couple of places not to do, but you're probably not too much for this one.
You know what?
I reckon you can find you do a couple of circles and you were like, oh, I know an area we used to we'd test cars there. It's pretty much abandoned and we can go as fast as we can. We do sweet doughies in the parking lot. You can go there, and towards the back there's a section where if you dump it, that won't get found for a while.
What about like tar pits? Or is that
In New York?
Is that like
Yeah.
an LA thing? I don't know America.
I don't either. I don't think there are tar pits in the middle of Manhattan or New Jersey City. They'd be like, there's a place where it is low traffic. You can do it long enough at least to come up with a better plan. It will be a temporary, it will stimmy.
I still think we should bury.
Yeah.
You can bury it there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think that's a good idea.
I think you guys you said you grabbed some gear. I don't know if shovels are on the list, but that's fine. Shovels should be on every list. So you guys can head
Wedding
towards that,
registries.
and you're planning to bury the body there, so that
Yeah.
it can't be found. Back inside, can you give me a Constitution check?
Why would I do that?
You just get that faintest whiff of smoke.
Oh,
Actually, make it power. Make it power. Make it power.
I mean, that would probably solve all my problems if I just get yeeted to a different planet right now. That wouldn't be the worst thing.
Jackson.
I do.
You
Unfortunately,
succeed?
Hard success.
All right. As you're talking though, and as this cop's pushing you, you see the woman who's sort of going. Do you smell something? But you're on the phone now. What do you say?
No, the danger seems to have passed, but I would appreciate seeing a detective at this address.
Okay, and you give them the address. The woman sort of says, the danger isn't past. It's urgent. I'm just gonna check outside. I'll be back in just a moment. She's heading towards the door. The police detective goes, okay, we'll get you somewhere there urgently. If you could just stay there. And it was Mr. Vanderven, right?
Well, yes, the very same.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll have an officer on the site within the next 15 minutes or so. So just hold tight. They'll be there.
Fine.
And if they want, they can send the line for you. Otherwise, they will hang up and you will have the moment.
That's all good.
All right. What are you doing? The big guy says across from you, and he says, "So, what's happening?"
Oh, well, it seems like they're going to send a detective to take a statement.
Right.
But it seems like everything's under control now.
Right. Well, I'm feeling a little lightheaded. I might retire.
Of course.
If you're,
I don't
I'll
need
see
to
you
retire.
out.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you.
And he heads towards the door. And as he gets there, there's like the smoke's kind of come through a little bit. There's a bit of a haze, and he doesn't seem to be quite aware of it. He opens the doorway, and that woman isn't there. But smoke's just kind of through the street, and he looks out and he goes, must have headed home. All right, well, you have a good one, Mr. Vanderven. Let me know if the police have any questions. We're just upstairs, and he sort of, best head off. And he's going to head to close the door behind you. And you're standing in the middle of the street in the night, and there's this like yellow haze across the whole thing. It's sort of around your boots and everything, and there's like a sickeningly floral scent to it, like burnt flowers or something, and it's just sort of cover a little bit. What are you doing?
I think I better go check on the greenhouse.
You're heading
Why
to
would
the
you
greenhouse?
It's just to see what's happening.
Okay.
Because I don't know what they did.
Oh, you can see burning.
It
Oh, okay.
should be fairly
You're
clear
pretty
what's
clear that you
happening.
know
Alright.
what happened. Also, it was you saw Edie running back with the gas
Okay,
can. You're
very
pretty sure
good.
you put 2 and 2 together.
And
2
then
and 2
smoke
equals arson.
everywhere.
Maybe I shouldn't hang around. I don't know. Is Karen? Are you, there?
No one you can see.
Oh no. I think I better stay in case she comes back.
You're staying?
Yeah.
All right. As you do it, you're going to need to make another power check. The longer you stay here, the harder it's going to get. You can feel this stuff worming its way, and you sort of feel like lightheadedness come, and your eyes sort of dilate, and the whole street seems to rise up before you. This is like hallucinogenic. You can feel yourself beginning to lose it, and it is familiar. And for a moment, as it goes, we hear.
All right. In that case,
Meow,
I
meow.
tail it.
All right. Can you
Just
give
need
me?
Power.
Go Constitution for this is running. And it's just going to be...
You can have 9 points in my luck, I guess.
Okay, but you're able to get out. All right, as you tear away, you just begin to hoof it. You begin to outpace the smoke, which is filling this little area behind you, and it's suspiciously quiet. No one's moving very much, and as you book it out and away, you begin to find yourself on strange roads, and soon you're away from it. You can breathe through it, and your field begins to narrow once more, and you can see clearly, and you sort of rub your eyes, clearing away the residuals of the fog, and you find yourself in Jersey City without a car, without a butler, and in a very nice suit.
Can I get a ferry? Back to Manhattan?
Still run it this time?
There are lines.
Sorry?
There's lines between where he is.
Yeah, there's bridges and things. Are you beginning to just walk your way back home?
I guess I better.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
You start heading home. The three of
Find the
you.
closest ferry with a first-class cabin.
Yeah, I don't think they run this late.
Ferries
Oh, really?
don't have cabins.
Actually,
Like
the
the
documentary
boats.
Dark Knight, isn't the ferry running at night when it?
Oh,
when
in the
Joker
documentary,
takes
The
it?
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't they running at night?
Yeah,
I mean,
but
that
only
might
with
not
prisoners and aboard one of them.
Because based off that, I
Yeah.
will say the
Also,
ferries
that
still
might be,
run.
That might be, a more recent history thing. I don't
No.
know if they're running the 20. Well, fair enough.
They're running. We're
Otherwise,
making a ruling.
For the record,
Otherwise,
that
I
was
can-
under special circumstances because they were evacuating the city
Yeah,
at
I
night,
don't
and
think
that's
they
the whole
were.
reason
Good
they were
catch.
on
All right, ferries aren't running.
Otherwise, I'm
It
sure
was
I
a
can
funny, it was a
pay
funny
them.
joke, but let's be accurate.
just like to be
guys.
clear.
I just want to be clear.
I'll be able to get a cab that can take me back to Manhattan.
Okay, yeah. All right, so you're gonna flag down a cab. It takes you a little moment to get one. And there's a couple of slightly seedier things that go by. Are you kind of oblivious to the danger you're in?
Yeah.
Yes. So you get a cab cost, you pull out your wallet, and you go, "I've got money."
Luck
Please, sir.
check. Luck
Oh,
check,
actually-
luck check.
Thank you. Yeah.
Luck
Give me a luck
him.
check, just to flag down
Sorry,
the right
I-
thing. No, I like it. Let's just add one more little.
Just one.
Of disaster.
Maybe he gets mugged.
I am super lucky. Hard success.
Well done. All right, yeah. You just wave it out. A cab pulls up. You can get in, and you are whisked away back to your tower, and you sort of pull yourself into your seat, taking a breather, and at last, maybe. Tonight is over.
Unfortunately, you didn't get to finish your conversation with the large gentleman coming towards you very quickly and intently, but that's the...
It's another time. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Jersey City, José is pulling back the shovel and throwing over a mound of dirt over the rug, which has been buried, the last one, and it kind of fades out of view as you pat down some of it. The three of you return to the car. Where are you guys headed?
I think we all need to go home to rest,
Get
yeah?
some sleep. I need to return this car and then clean all the blood out from the inside that we hopefully didn't just reupholster. Wait, no, it's like a van. Yeah, well, I gotta
And it
clean
wasn't
out.
super bloody. Again, it's more just the smell of smoke and stuff. Look, it's probably going to need a bit of cleaning, but you were pretty careful with it. It's alright.
I'll give him a discount, and next time they come, we'll give them like free tires or whatever you do at the mechanics. I don't know anything. I should have read up on that before I played this.
No. You got a wrench and goggles. You did the research that was required. Anything else would
What are you
be.
talking about? These are really real goggles. I can't see shit.
And definitely in your prescription.
So you guys head back to Edie's shop. It's late by this point.
I would like to call the police back.
Once you get back to your
Yeah.
tower, all right. Probably a moment or two, but yes, we'll cut to that after this. You guys get to Edie's shop. You have a phone line if you guys want to try calling anywhere, but currently, no one has mobile phones, so you don't really have anywhere to call. Otherwise, Mr. Vanderven's car is there, the nice one. I think you can drive. No, I think we said you're capable of driving. It's late at night. There's not a lot of risk. And there's no high-speed chase or anything at the moment. You could drive Jose back, leave the car, and then get a train down to your place. Wait, do you live in Brooklyn?
Yeah, I live in Brooklyn. I might ask if
man.
I can.
There are
if I
spare
can
rooms at
crash
Mr. Vanderven's.
here. Oh, I was gonna say here.
I have other cars. I don't need that one.
It's just a
You're
voice from
here.
the beyond.
You just
Look.
hear him in your consciousness.
I can't...
Take the car.
Edie, do you have a spare mattress I could
Yeah,
just
man,
crash
you
on?
can do- yeah.
I'm not in great shape either.
Yeah.
I really need
You were
that.
meant to go back to the hospital.
I was meant to go back to the hospital. I think I got a few broken ribs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm missing a few fingers and stuff. I'm not in good shape. I
Wait,
need to.
really?
No,
They're
I.
very
God.
chewed, though.
You
Yeah,
could go
I-
back to
I'm-
the hospital.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we could call you
And
an ambulance.
scratches all over my face.
I could call you an ambulance.
No, I'll go there tomorrow. I just need a place to crash for
Okay.
the night. Can I?
Yeah, I
Can I
have
sleep?
an air bed. No.
Or just like a
I
sofa.
want to have an air. Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Oh, yes, right, yeah. Let's use your weird technology. You have an air mattress. It goes...
Yeah, it's a little mechanical.
It's constantly running like.
And there's a blade that swings over your head to power it.
Steam engine.
It's like, don't move, the airbed will kill you.
Every 30 seconds, it is alert! Repump!
But it's like sleeping on a cloud.
Oh, it's so comfortable, but you're pretty sure it will explode.
Change oil.
Radiation levels low. Why is it measuring that?
Why is it telling me that it's low? If it's not high, I don't really care.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright, do you want
thanks.
to go on the death airbed?
Yeah, I'll sleep on the
Alright, you take the death airbed. It fits too, Jose.
I'm gonna sleep in the car.
You can both go back to the hospital.
I'm gonna sleep in Mr. Van der Van's car. I couldn't leave it. Mr. Van der Van is already God knows where. I'm not gonna let something bad happen to his car.
Alright,
as well.
you get into the car. I think, yeah. Alright, so you're getting into the car. You sleep on the deathbed. Edie, you head
Can we
upstairs.
stop referring to it as the deathbed?
Oh, well,
At least
first-
while I'm sleeping on it.
Well, we're gonna get a luck check tonight to see if you wake up.
And I will,
I've got 3 health. I can't afford to be sleeping on the deathbed.
I also will make a phone call before I go to bed to Mr. Van der Van's long-suffering driver.
Yeah.
And tell him to meet me at the crack of dawn here tomorrow.
Yeah, and he was he told he was getting a day off? Because I'm pretty sure he was.
He wasn't. He was told he got to leave early, and then he was given
Okay.
20 round dollars.
Oh yeah. He's
So-
in that case. Look, either way, he's happy. When Van der Van says jump, he say how high or however it goes. Yeah, you give him a call and he says he'll be there in the morning. Meanwhile, and as you head into the car to like pull your hat down, you try to catch some hours of sleep. Mr. Van der Van, you're in the lift going up towards your room. You get inside and oh, what a day it's been. Turn the lights on and throw your jacket off. You've got a phone in the air. It's pretty
Actually,
sleep.
I imagine I like throw my jacket off, immediately go settle down in bed, and then sit up later and go, oh, the police!
When you throw the jacket, normally Jose catches that, so it's just cast across. Oh!
Bring me a coffee. Oh.
Bolt up right in bed. Oh no!
The murder!
The police! Oh, the fire! Oh, the
It's
cats!
such a big day!
So much happened today.
I formally request to change the name of this campaign to Mr. Van der Van's Very Big Day.
No good, very bad day. Alright, Mr. Van der Ven, at 4 in the morning, you sit upright, goose down, get scattered from your pillow as you think, the police! You called the police! What do you want to do?
Call them back.
Alright, you call
Tell
the
them not to
local.
worry.
Alright,
Hey, I got
you get through and they say hello, and they get your information and they say okay, we'll try and get back to them, but no one's come back from that. We dispatched a unit, they haven't come back yet.
I was talking to a detective, Clocks.
Clocks? Yeah, no, he was dispatched with his partner.
Oh, he went himself.
Yeah, they should be back. Well, they should have been back a little while ago, but
Well, that's fine. Well, to make a very long story short, I was just trying to assuade a very concerned neighbor. I think she was a little bit distressed. I think there was a fire nearby. Maybe she was suffering from smoke inhalation. You know, she was a little bit erratic, so I just wanted to do it to amuse her. But I think everything's going to be just fine
Alright.
in New Jersey tonight.
well, Mr. Van der Ven, when you next feel the desire to amuse neighbors, we'd advise you dial another emergency line, like perhaps the fire department, if something's on fire. But if that's all, we'll be in touch tomorrow. Get a hold of Clocks. Please go to sleep. And it's gonna hang up. And
Is
you,
his name actual Clocks? Or
Yeah,
did you
Detective
try to say
Clocks.
Clark. And,
nah, Clocks. I actually had that written down.
Oh,
as well.
okay, very like CLOCKS.
Yep.
Just
You don't like name shame someone.
Yeah, don't name shame me.
no, that's fine. Just making sure.
Vander-
My
Van-
dad's
Yeah.
name is Detective Clocks.
Hey, time's up on shaming clocks, okay?
Yeah, leave him alone.
I also had the horrible realization that there's a fire spreading, and every time someone goes to try and stop the fire, they're gonna zoom and vanish.
Yeah.
So
So as you head to sleep,
I really hope they all come back.
we drift away for a moment to revisit the planet Saturn, the large yellow orb in the distance where on a rock, being chased by cats, is Karen
No.
and a detective.
No.
I really hope the cats were part of I thought the cat was swirly there because the
Oh
cat
my
was
God.
there.
What if the cats are the spirits and they're trying to put them in the bodies? Why wouldn't they be?
well, I mean,
They're not. They're trying to kill them.
All right.
It
Oh my
seems
god,
like she
I
might get along
hope,
well with
I hope
cats.
these people are
Is, yeah.
alright.
All right.
You know, hey David, real quick. You know who else is on the space planet?
Who's that?
Pasta Muncher.
Hey.
Lisa, they've been on a 3-month streak, and also Luke Mammoth.
Oh man,
He's also
these,
been subbed for 3
these
months.
cats are feasting tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you for your subbies. All right.
Everyone.
The next morning does come. You wake up. Who's going? Radiation, moderate. So it's probably time to wait. Normally you get an alarm. This one's going.
Quick cue.
Yeah.
Normally I'm not, like, a stickler for this, but do I heal overnight?
Yeah, I think you get a
In
point.
Cthulhu?
Let's yes, I think you get a point.
You got to be like,
Again,
if you have a major wound.
But with
no
major
involved?
wounds are scrappy.
If I was on, any amount of health, I would not worry
You'll
about it.
get a
But
point.
I'm on 3, so every little bit counts.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
I
Morning comes. Do. Radiation alert.
Do not sleep until oil has been changed.
I got 2 hit points per day.
Death.
2
Imminent.
hit points per day.
2.
2
Ooh,
hit
thank
points
you.
per day.
Oh
Okay.
shit! Oh shit! That's double what it was before.
I was pulling it up. I swear.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I had the weirdest dream last night. I dreamt that someone killed a guy and there was mist that sent people to Saturn and... oh god, no.
My parents are at the table. We're,
Oh yeah, you're.
we're like having breakfast.
I walk in there like it's just business as usual.
Yeah,
I'm like coffee maker.
You get in the
coffee.
thing. Yeah.
How you doing, Chungs? It's a beautiful day in New Jersey. Thanks for letting me crash here tonight. It was Detective DeMartino at your service. How do you do?
You'd already primed them that someone was there, so they go, of course, detective. Please, we've made plenty of food.
No, coffee's all I need. Thank you. I walk out the
Okay.
door. I'll return the cup tomorrow.
As you go, you turn to Edie, like, Edie, you were back so late last night, and the car smells a little like smoke. What were you up to? You have flashbacks to when you were 17,
Yeah.
and you had the exact same accusations, but it was much more minor.
I'm just gonna stonewall. It doesn't matter. I'll clean it. Don't worry about it.
And they go, all right, well, as long as it's clean, I got the bloke's coming to pick it up tomorrow, so just make sure it is.
I'll hose it down. I'll
Yeah,
use bleach.
Yeah.
I don't know how to clean.
One of those. All right, no worries. Look, outside in the car, you've probably woken up pretty early, and we're the driver, who I believe was now Irish, or at least he had an Irish
I think I called him
name.
Paddy, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's had an Irish name. He wasn't necessarily Irish. Like heritage, good for him. Has returned, and he is waiting there. He comes, sees you, and says, "Morning, Jose. Where's William?"
He's back at the tower. He couldn't wait. He took a cab.
Oh,
Aw.
all right. That's fine.
Did you just make that up?
So I made.
Oh, excellent. That's
Yeah,
what
that-
happens.
Yeah, probably tracks. Like you'd figure it. Also, if he's not here, actually, you are probably a little worried.
Yeah, I'm very worried.
Actually, you probably called that morning. You didn't even call up. You're still asleep. You got their receptions and they go, "Yes, we saw him coming in late at night."
Yes.
I headed straight for the elevator and went upstairs.
It's more like that. That's a possible lie that I could then rush over. And...
Also, and you could have confirmed that. That's easy enough. He goes, "Oh, okay. All right. Well, where to then, Mr. Castillo?"
to the tower, please.
All right. You're outside at this point and walking back, and Edie, you're close behind. Are you guys going together, or are you two just gonna dip?
I will see Nick coming out and kind of motion to the car. Do you want to lift to see Mr. Van der Van?
I want to listen to the hospital. Is that on the table?
Can we swing by
There
the
would be a
hospital?
downtown.
Sure.
I also
the same one we went to, or in New York, where Mr. Van der Van has his medics.
Look, I want to spend as little time in New Jersey as possible.
Let's go to New York. I don't know what Patty's last name is, but I very politely call him Mr. X, whatever his
Mr.
name is.
O'Rourke.
Mr. X.
Clocks. Yeah.
I like a roll.
O'Rourke, done.
Patrick O'Rourke. Oh my gosh.
Well, if we can stop by the hospital in Manhattan, sure.
All right, not an issue. All right, well, load in. He'll slide in the driver's seat and he readjusts it because you were driving. You have to pull the seat back and everything. Gets all his sensor, gets the mirror. All three of you going with, and the plan is to drop off a couple of you at the hospital. You don't look too hot either. Jose, you wanna? No.
I'm fine.
All right.
Need to get back to
Do
Mr.
we
Van
do
der
we
Van.
do we get a functional benefit from?
Yeah, you
going
get a
hospital?
D4. I'll check
A
it.
day
It's
or
in the
something
thing.
like
You get it. It does like a medic check, and then you'll get it.
Since
Yes.
we were
If you go to a doctor, I'll let you heal more. That makes
We
sense.
already had the medic check applied to us when we were, but
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But we're in a hospital game.
If you rest in a hospital, you will heal faster.
Yeah,
That makes sense to me.
2 hit points per day, or successful first aid medicine is 1d4.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So he heads out and you begin to move through. It's traffic now and people are moving back and forth. He dials the radio and it picks something up. And by the time you're getting there, it's beginning to report on a strange fire that was seen last night, glowing yellow. And there's still reports of a few missing people in a small suburb in northern Jersey City. Police have been contacted. And if you have any news on these missing person, please call the local police.
Sandy check.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And you especially, because you caused the fire.
Right.
Can everyone give me a sanity check?
Yeah.
Pass. Hard pass, actually.
Alright.
What's my sanity? Oh, I passed. I have
Alright.
quite high sanity still.
That won't last.
Okay. I'm gonna say a single point for everyone that succeeded. Did anyone fail?
Nope.
Okay, look. In the list of sins, a couple of people sent to a foreign planet is middling.
Did I
there
need to do that?
are
Did I need to do
cats.
that upon hearing the detective didn't come back?
Yeah, let's check you in there as well.
Oh well.
1
Oh
point.
no, wait, no, 2 off.
oh shit! Go ahead and take
You
a,
can
take,
luck that.
take a D3.
You're having.
Actually, actually your friends came back. D4.
I think you're having breakfast. You're like, oh, what a tragedy. The detective.
That's how I want you to have all realizations now. And Vanderman settles into bed. So it bolts upright. The jewels!
Strange squid monster.
I forgot my kid at hockey practice 3 years ago. All right.
The other ones.
Pulling into the hospital. This is a nicer one, and it's one of those like private ones where the driver shows a card of Vandervan's as he pulls in, and you two are going to be, anyone that wants to be checked in is going to be checked in as friends of William Vandervan. Of course, you're the ones staying here. It's all paid for. It's all seen after, and we have only the best surgeons on hand.
I seem to have taken some scraps as well. I wouldn't mind getting some of that.
Okay, yeah.
Some of that
You can
juice.
they can head there. Look, let's. Why don't you guys go via the thing first? Hell, let's put it on the way. Because, it'll look out onto the park. You gather up Vandervan, and the 4 of you are in the back. Well, 2 of you are in the back, you're in the front seat, and you're in the back as well. As you guys all arrive at the hospital, a couple of nurses usher you in, a couple of doctors sort of look through your eyes and stethoscope, and okay. And then you're all sitting in beds, one in a line, next to one another, all with the IVs plugged in. As Patty sits just outside the door waiting to get you anything.
Do I
you need.
have hospital food?
Yeah. Do
Can
you
I
want
get hospital? Yeah. Can I?
Yeah.
Can I get like pretzels? No, like small ones, not a big one.
Yeah, it's like one of those little clear cups with like 3 pretzels in it.
Cool.
And every time you eat it, you sort of come back and
No,
they'll give
I
you
was
another
gonna
one.
try and like throw them into the other people's like little cups of water.
Oh yeah, okay. So you're
Bored.
flicking them, and he goes, "So the guy we killed."
Yeah.
And go, "Yeah, those people are missing still."
Yeah. That did not go as well as we had hoped, I would say, is probably the best way of describing that entire escapade.
I mean, Vandervan, you killed a guy. I mean, sorry. I won't say that very loud in the hospital.
Yeah, no.
But what I will say is, Vandervan, you made a big mistake
Yeah.
with a gun in a dude's face.
Well, what exactly happened?
Oh yeah, were you guys not there? Oh yeah, you
They
guys.
were in the
were
cat
there.
dimension.
Oh, I was unconscious, almost dead.
That's right, I forgot. Vandervan, you did it.
I do have an expertly tuned hunting rifle with a very fine trigger. It's a fine piece of machinery. And when I'm startled, as this man did to me, it's not inconceivable that I shot him in the back of the head.
Mr. Vandervan is entitled to defend himself.
Yes, exactly.
But,
Yes.
well,
And he is
no,
recovering.
which is
now.
it, though? Did you defend yourself, or did the gun discharge accidentally?
Both.
I will say the man was being threatening. I just don't. I don't know. I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
It was an accident. It was an accident. It was very regrettable. But I have very good lawyers, so you don't have to worry about it.
I wasn't worried about you, Mr. Vandervan.
Oh, good.
Look, why don't we, just going forward, leave that finely hair-triggered contraption unloaded?
That seems like an acceptable compromise.
Or alternatively, destroy it.
I know, I could look at it, I could try and improve it.
I'm just saying, as the murder weapon, it is
Upgrade
the
the death
number one
weapon.
thing that links you to the crime.
Okay, no, I do think maybe you should put that one in a cabinet, and then I can make you a new one that's better and doesn't kill people. Well, it will kill people, but only if you want to.
This is 22 karat sterling silver. I wouldn't give it
Melt the
up.
silver down, and I'll make you a new one with
No,
the mechanism.
it has my initials carved by the finest craftsman. I wouldn't give it up.
Put it in a cabinet.
I have never heard of a worse murder weapon. It literally has your name on it.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And we were gonna put
This-
it in his hands to make it look like he killed himself.
With the nice ivory, like, concealing
If this came,
Van the van!
if this case came on my desk, I would just laugh. I would solve it in an afternoon.
The funny thing is, actually, if this case came across your desk and it had the name Van der Ven off it, you would be so the chance of you pinning this guy is like 0. He will throw lawyers at you. There is no chance anything sticks. Most likely, any idiots in his company get it, or the bodyguard goes under for it. That's the best chance. There's no way Van der Van does time for this.
Wait,
no way.
What if you sham arrest? No, wait, that would be mean.
Look, at this
And
point,
a crime.
well, hold on. At this point, there's no body, so there's no crime.
Okay.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
You broke someone's vase, and that's all you did with a dumb gun that needs to go in the cabinet.
And the woman who saw you is now missing, so, not great, because she's probably hallucinating that wild adventure that we had, and 2 of us almost died from, and one person did.
Yeah.
It's quite possible that everyone who goes into that mist is going to come out
What if you
Yeah,
was
dead or bonkers.
That would explain the missing detectives that were sent there last night.
There were missing detectives sent there? Who sent detectives
No,
there?
they weren't missing when they were sent there.
She's got you there.
Yeah, she's got me there. Why were the detectives sent there?
Well, the
we
woman
were committing a crime. I want that to be clear. Why did you send detectives
Yes,
to the place where we were committing a crime?
neighbor insisted. She wanted the police called, and I don't do well under pressure and confrontation, so I'll thank you to give me a little bit of breathing space right now.
It's okay. It's alright. I think we've had enough questions for Mr. Van der Van. He's
I
very
disagree,
stressed.
but I'm not going to push the issue.
Listen,
okay?
we can talk about accidents all day long, but everything that we've done was to try and stop the people who are really doing crazy things out there, who are producing these flowers, who are making things that transport you to different worlds, who are plotting and kidnapping in past worlds and fascists. And let's not get trapped on the small details. There's much bigger problems.
Yeah, I agree. You're quite right. And these letters that we got, this from this Fontanelli, was it? Fontanelli?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yep.
Look,
Fontanelli.
Dude sounds a bit bonkers to me.
This one was they were from him to someone. Is that on the screen?
A little higher up.
Higher up?
Yep, there
Like
you go.
that?
Perfect.
Okay, cool.
To his master.
It's in reverse order, so that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
But you get the idea.
So what was
Also alleged, I suspect.
It's addressed to his
There are
master.
notes.
So Fontanelli is probably Argus's accomplice, would you say, or a? No.
Well, he refers. Let's go through things as
Yes.
best we can, A to B.
Okay.
Can I quickly sort of get up and close the blinds and as best we can
Yeah.
make sure we're not being listened to?
Sure. You begin to close the blinds, and outside the door, Patrick slides his chair across, so he's actually now sitting in the doorway, so that anyone trying to get past will have to go through him, and he will very loudly go, "No, not at the moment." So you'll know if anyone's
Mr.
coming.
Van der Ven requires his privacy.
Yeah. And as we go through, it's something which I assume is coded between me and Mr. O'Rourke by now. I say, so that earache still playing up that makes you half deaf.
It was, yeah, it's real bad this morning.
Sorry to hear it. I'll pat him on the shoulder and shut the door.
Can't hear anything. and the door closes. Normally that means what is that code normally used for? Because you don't necessarily commit crimes. Is it for like partying? Is it for suspicious deals?
It's for. I mean,
Back in the 19th,
It's deaf ear.
Back in
I
the
get that,
1920s,
but like,
when-
what does William normally do? And you can chime in here as well. What is this normally used for?
His lawyers and his accountants commit crimes. He doesn't realize they're doing it. But
Do
I
they-
think
You're just like, wow,
José
these
does.
tax breaks are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean I can have a bank account in the Canary Islands? Well, why not? They have excellent mimosas there.
I love to
yes,
travel.
and I think that
I'll visit.
Mr. Van der Van. Probably not any more, but did you drink during Prohibition, Mr. Van der Van?
Oh yeah, I don't think
He didn't
anyone-
realize Prohibition
No
happened.
one was brave enough to tell me about Prohibition.
He's like, pass me a martini. Mr. Featherman, you can't. Pass me a martini.
Yes, a virgin martini for you. What'd you call me?
Those are strong.
Why are they?
What is this,
did they call
kerosene?
them- Did they call them speakeasies? Is that what they were when they were like illicit?
Yeah.
Were you like, wow, it's because everyone's so friendly?
It is so easy to speak.
About alcohol. Your driver's just like,
There we go. I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
alright, excellent.
This first letter mentions a Latin fragment of text,
Which you have.
Yes.
which I speak a little bit. I got 40 in Latin.
Do you?
I do.
When did you learn Latin?
Why?
Hoity-toity private schools.
Oh yeah, that tracks.
Grammar
Yeah.
schools.
Mainly just for
Latin.
knowing all the slogans for the many colleges you attended.
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right.
Well, that is gonna be very useful.
You pull out this scroll, and it's like an ancient, twisted up scroll wound around a piece of wood. As you can unfurl it, Latin text is covered across it in spider-like handwriting. Now, this is going to take a little while to read and to pass through. The way Call of Cthulhu basically works is you can do a brief reading, which is like skim it for a summary, get some overview of what's inside, and I think you get an instant tick of like the effect based on what it is. And then a thorough reading might take weeks, months, days, you don't know. Now, you have some other books as well. If you want to scan them out, you guys can do a book club.
Before we dive into books, let's just run things A to B quickly so that we make sure that we're all on the same page, right?
Yep.
So, Brendan Sterling has gone missing.
Yeah.
We need to find Brendan Sterling for Melody Sterling to make sure that Brendan is okay. When we started to look into things, we figured out that Brendan Sterling has been repeatedly meeting with Ferdinand Argus, who is a weird mystic in New Jersey. And Brendan Sterling was also meeting with the League of Forgotten Men. When we investigated Ferdinand Argus, we found out that he has access to some kind of weird drug. He has disappeared suddenly, and he had a bunch of incredibly suspicious writings in his office, which we have here. They were someone called Leopold Fontanelli, who we know is from the League of Forgotten Men, has been writing to him and calling him master. They have referred to a bunch of weird civilizations below the earth and weird places and all kinds of spooky stuff. And they have also mentioned that they have just gone on a trip to, where's the area down the bottom there?
In the big letter. In the,
Alcantara,
Big letter.
Spain.
No. Last line.
read out the last line of that letter.
I am already
Saugates.
Yeah.
which are
Which is the day that
they
Brendan
went
Sterling went missing.
They went there on the
were-
day that Brendan
They were
Sterling
meant
went
to
missing.
go on the day after he went missing.
And the
Missing.
Saugates is about a day's drive directly to the north, in the shadows of the Catskill Mountains.
And they referred to an entrance to this kind of underworld area in their own backyard, so presumably that could be that. And also, we found a list of names of missing people. Oh, we don't know if they're missing people, actually. I'm just
One of
presuming
them
that.
is.
One of them is. I reckon that we can probably confirm that the others are also missing, and they probably all went missing on the same day. And we have other names next to them, which we threw around an idea was their names in past lives, because there's been a lot of mention of sort of ancestral memory and stuff like that.
That is just a theory, though. At
It
the
is.
moment, it's just a list of names that have been crossed off, and then another list of names next to that.
Hey,
So-
Nick, just really quickly, Nick, the whole thing, look, you've never been to Saugates, but you've been nearby it. You're a little bit tweaked because when your sister got a bunch of tests done, it was done at an institute not far from there. So you kind of know the area, and that's why you know it's about a day or stuff. You're also a little bit unnerved by
It's
the...
a little bit of an unnerving place. It's not a sort of natural. There's a sense of eeriness over it. Yeah.
So what questions do we have outstanding here? First of all, I think where are they in the Sogates? What are they doing? Because if we can just go up and confront them...
Socrates is a town.
Sogates
It's
is a town.
Catskill Mountains, Socrates is the town.
Okay.
We have a pretty tight location on them.
Yeah.
If we go there,
we can find them and speak to them. I think that should be our next step, really. Well, track them down and kind of be like, hey, what the heck's going on? But before we go into that, we probably want to get some information about the larger context of this, so we're not going in blind.
Yes.
I think that clearly what they're doing is, I mean, it's first of all, it's A, bizarre and should be looked into. B, dangerous and is putting people's lives at risk. C, possibly related to Atlantis and Mr. Van der Van's heritage.
Mm-hmm. I also want to raise that this Leopold Fontanelli guy is not a nice guy. Everything he's written and a lot of his beliefs, he seems like a downright rotten guy. And
I agree.
if Argus is his master, then I think we run the risk that Ferdinand Argus may also lean a little bit towards I don't know.
Being a meanie.
Being a bad guy, you know?
Okay.
Now, Brendan Sterling, I don't think he's the kind... Like, he seemed alright when I met him. He seems like a decent guy.
We kind of knew them from
Yeah, you knew him passing. It was like
society.
social friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
people you know.
he didn't seem like the kind of guy that would hang out with these people.
Just got
Look,
mixed up in the wrong.
Or maybe he's
Quick flag is that you guys are in an occult society. Weird shit is absolutely what you do. If honestly, if you guys knew about this guy, you'd possibly have considered checking him out yourself. Now that's a step removed from fleeing your wife and tearing into the mountains or doing anything dangerous to other people, but seeking him out at least is not super out thing. One other thing to flag, it is currently the 9th. So it has been about a week since
Yeah,
those
it was
dates
the
line
third.
up.
It was the 3rd.
He went missing on the 2nd. 3rd is the date you have. It is today, the Friday the 9th.
He was saying like, oh, I'm gonna go camping for the weekend. And his wife was like, cool, whatever.
Is it
He
like...
left and then never came back.
Yep.
So she was expecting him back like by the end of the weekend. So I guess maybe they thought it would only be like a couple days, and in like the intervening weekdays something has gone wrong. Because I mean, didn't we find Percy like basically dead? Was it why?
No, he was very much... He was alive.
Oh, that's right. No, he died after.
Oh, no, yeah,
He went into
the
he
thing
went, it was
that
kind
he
of
had
on
to
us. He went into the desk to investigate and try and look at the desk to see if he could find
How did?
information.
What was Percy again?
Percy
He
was
was Argus's
Argus's
assistant.
assistant.
Right.
But why wouldn't he have known that there was booby traps there? That's the part that's confusing me.
Maybe he never
Yeah,
went
like a
in there
secretary.
before.
Secretary? Yeah, maybe he hadn't been in there. I don't know. Either way, he didn't deserve to die. I think what so it's the morning of the Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So
we need some time to rest and recover.
yeah, but how much can we risk
Well,
time wise? That every day that passes is a day that they get further away or deeper into the mountains. I don't know where they are, but we do run that risk.
why don't we take at least some time to look into things? You know, it's only early today. I don't think we're going to leave today. And how about we take a full day tomorrow and we leave on the 11th, which is
And-
what's
Sunday.
Sunday. We leave on well.
Could we leave tomorrow night? That would expedite things.
I think we should leave in the morning. I don't want to be driving
Oh,
at
well,
night.
yeah, okay.
You also mentioned that you found a couple books in Argus's office. Well,
Yes.
what do you
Yes, I have the
enlighten me
titles
to
here.
the titles of those
So
books?
I have 3 of them, all of them by I didn't find these actually, but I have them now.
You have, yeah.
You know, there is Gods Within and Without, which was published by these are all published by Argus, right?
No, they're written by Leopold Fontanelli.
Written by Leopold
Oh.
Fontanelli.
Yes.
Okay.
They're in Argus's bookstore.
All right.
Book.
So, Fontanelli, yes. Okay, so Gods Within and Without, 1925. The Wisdom Unbound, 1928. And The Quest for the Aryan Eden, 1932.
Okay, so there's 3 books and 1 scroll. That's 4, and there's 4 of them and 4 of us. Only one of us can speak Latin. Mr. Van der Van, I think that scroll is yours. As in, like, for homework, is what I'm saying. And then we divvy up those 3 books among the 3 of us. Yeah?
That makes sense.
Uh,
We should probably also, don't know, go to the library and see if we can find anything about any of these places. I mean, there's a bunch of different things about hidden civilizations and...
I can read these books in this hospital bed, which I very much need to stay in.
Well, why don't we give all the books to you and you power through them?
Yeah, I'm happy to sit in this bed and read, but and we agreed. So we're gonna take the day today, and the day tomorrow, and then leave on the third day.
Well, so today is the 9th.
Yep.
So
Friday.
take today, which is Friday. We will take tomorrow, which is the Saturday, and then we will leave in the morning on the Sunday. We could take the Sunday too and just leave on the Monday.
No, I think we want to leave earlier rather than later. I think we should leave on
I agree
Saturday.
as well.
I think we should leave Saturday
Oh.
morning.
You reckon we only
Tomorrow
need today?
Yeah, I reckon we leave tomorrow morning.
I don't,
Every second that passes is a second that they're getting further away.
But every second that we don't rest brings us closer to danger.
and hastiness has not proven to be our ally here. It's just an extra day. It'll give you time to read all those books, and we can look into other things as
In
well.
any case, they said they were going there. They're going to Socrates. They
I'm saying
said
it
they were
confidently.
going
I just
to
read
Socrates. They're not going on like a tour or anything. It's not like they're going through the mountains. They're going to this town.
They haven't
But
come
why?
back.
But there's nothing else up there apart from that. I don't know.
We are a week behind them. If they've gone and moved on, they'll have moved on already. A couple of days difference won't.
Yeah, but I just look. If you're chasing someone and you're behind them, when you stop to I look. I respect the idea. I'm not gonna. If you all want to wait, then we should wait.
Well, I respect your expertise as a police officer, as a detective as well. But let me say, my expertise is keeping people safe, and a compromise is, we need time.
That's fair enough. I will contest that. Yeah, our last look. I'll use the word caper. Did not go ideally. So look, if you think caution is the way to go, then let's
Here's my thoughts.
Sunday morning then.
Sunday morning. Could you read the scroll?
Could I?
It's your expertise, Mr. Van der Van.
You're pretty good at Latin 40 is pretty good.
Could I?
I think it's 40 more than any of us have.
Would you like to
Nice.
sit and power through those books?
Yeah.
I'm not a great searcher in libraries. Would you like to?
I can head down to the library. I'm also fairly fine health-wise, so I don't need to stay here.
I can read a phone book. I'll go and have a look for the other people.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Confirm our
But
suspicions.
how are you doing?
I'm going alright. I'll be fine.
Okay.
Now I need you fighting fit as well.
I'll be fighting fit. Never you worry about me.
I mean, we're taking this time so that we can rest and recuperate. If you okay, look, I'll leave it. Okay. Then it looks like we all have stuff to do. Yeah. Oh, I also would like to go see the Langhorns and let them know that Percy has passed away. But
I'll be traveling around New York. I could do that for you.
no, it's something I gotta do. I think.
They'll still be here in like a week's time. Doesn't need
Yeah.
to be done now.
Okay.
An update to Melody as well might not go amiss. You're
Oh,
chasing
yeah,
her
true.
husband.
I'll do that. I'll
I
play physical.
gotta stay in bed. I gotta rest up.
Okay.
I'm gonna crack these books.
Yep, they're not completely fresh. They've been read before, but you're going to dive into this trio of books. You're going to crack open the Latin scroll. Two of you are remaining in the hospital. With Patrick, you're going to, I presume, drive Edie to the library and then begin to chase around town. All right.
Yeah.
Looks like we know what we're doing. I think it's a little early, but now's a good time for a break. So let's take 10. We'll jump back into it on the other side, and we'll see what these guys can find out. So, stick around.
An exciting edition of research.
Maybe figure out what's going on, and hopefully no crime is committed. All right, we'll be back in a bit. Alright, g'day, welcome back. We're diving back into just a little research as our investigators look into Socrates, Ferdinand Argus, Leopold Fontenelle, a couple of weird tomes and things they found. So yeah, let's sort that out. So you're staying in the hospital doing some reading, yourself the same, and you two are heading across town. So you get dropped off at the library and you find yourself in one of those like pay phone booths with one of those yellow pages that's bolted to the thing, and you're flipping through it. Who are you looking for and what are you looking into? These guys I kind of know.
I can tell you in a second. We're just going to get one of the handouts from him.
Yeah.
Okay, I did it. Magnets.
For those interested, I'm
what a
looking into
thing.
this list of names.
Is that one of your like weird science things?
They had magnets in the 30s.
What? I don't know.
I'm like 1,000,000% sure they already
Yeah,
had
but
magnets.
my int is
How much
not
you
super
wanna
high,
bet?
so
Just-
like magnets to me are like magic.
DeMartino, just because you don't understand something doesn't make it weird science.
I think that is, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It's all weird science to me.
So you're looking into that list of names, is that
Yes.
right? Okay.
Okay, so the nectonic text is what is with
The narcotic.
a rich dude.
Yep.
One other quick thing. I'm also going to assume you guys are reconvening for lunch, say at a place
Oh,
near
yeah.
the hospital, so we can.
Bagels.
You guys could just come back to the hospital.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
like, yeah.
You can get more
Let's
pretzels.
get fucking lobster bagels, because lobster was still kind of shit at this time. Yeah, fucking lobster bagels.
I'm happy. No, we
With a
get whatever we
pretzel.
want as long as it's on Vandervan's account.
Mr. Van de Ven is a man of class, and a man of class will never be seen eating lobster.
Let me get the hot dog and jelly, please. Only the finest.
Deviled eggs.
It's like you prefer the plebeier things. Like you just like.
No, but everything in jelly is super fancy right now.
Oh, is it? Is
yeah.
that
Gelatin is really hot. Like,
We've got to get out of that already, because in the 20s that was a thing, and there's got to be the end in sight, right? Like jellied things someone has to realize this is awful.
No,
and we are wasting our lives.
In the year 2020, they'll be driving jelly cars.
What was it? Tulip Mania? There was a Jelly Mania. And everyone was throwing money into
jelly
jelly.
card. It's got to be the next big thing. All right, so you're looking down that list. Edie, do you know what you wanted to be doing?
You might want to come back to me because I do want to read this.
No
Just
worries.
quickly to get
All
some
right,
ideas.
Let's do some
might be
strange
the wrong
occult
one.
bookies. So,
I did it.
could I get an English test from yourself, Detective DeMartino? And could I get a Latin test from yourself? Both of you are able to
Yes,
read
I think.
this.
Yeah.
They are within your skills. This is just focusing, getting through it. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
That's probably pretty useful that I didn't try to read that. Even though it was in Spanish.
Now, quick question.
Yes.
It's equal to my. I haven't written it down. 'cause
Equal
I'm
to your
terrible
education,
player. Alright, my language own is equal to my education.
which is
50.
okay. 15. You're at 40. Both doable.
He's reading it in Latin, and I'm reading it in English, and we have
Let me know.
almost equal
and
chance.
you're like, books are hard.
let me know if you need help there.
Yeah. This is like paperwork.
Pretty good.
With 2 points of luck, I'll call that a success.
Oh, okay, very good. All right, so you're able to start chewing through it. We're going to Martino.
You allowed to tell. Am I going to get any advantages for better successes? Okay.
Oh, look, I'll factor in you're taking in more and you're going faster, but don't,
You know what?
don't sweat it too much.
It's one.
This is
I'm going to
basically
tick down 1 to get a success. 2
How
for
much
a
luck do you
hard
have to be sparing
success.
for this?
Not that much, but it's only 1 point. So
Cool.
you know what? Let's do it.
That's right. That's how you.
That's how I like to spend my luck. 1
Alright.
point at a time.
So, you settle in. Which books are you reading in? So you're reading the 3. What order do you want to do them in? Starting from the oldest and going to the newest.
I think newest to oldest. Sure.
Okay. All right. So
Sorry, no. You were right. Oldest to newest. I
Gotcha.
don't know why I said
Okay.
it the other way.
So the first one you read is called Gods Within and Without, and it's Leopold Fontenelle's sort of tome all about realizing your own potential and the hidden power that resides within everyone. It's very The Secret, and it's all about how you can sort of realize powers if you just sort of set yourself to them. It is not written particularly well. You're kind of surprised it got published, and it seems to just meander all over the place, and there's very little of substance in it. However, there is enough that you can gain 1% in your occult skill.
Ooh. And my occult skill is not too bad. I mean, it's not.
So you go.
It's a little bit
So
better.
that. So you pick up a few new things.
It's 25.
Just about sort of like how energy is moved or whatever. And it's enough that you can do it. And you can also refer to it in future. Now for yourself, you also succeeded. This is a strange book. It's very, very old, and it claims to be a translation from an Etruscan stone tablet, which is a very ancient thing, and it discusses something called the Crystals of Nafkun, Naphkhon, which are considered sacred by an ancient culture or race called the Lemurians. It goes into some detail, and beginning to cipher through this is going to be difficult, but there's a ring of truth to it, and it's a little off-putting. You're going to learn two things immediately. One, you probably shouldn't have read this, and you're going to lose a D4 of sanity.
What?
But two, there is a spell contained within this, and if you take the time to study it, not only will you learn more about the mythos, but also could add a little magic to your repertoire.
Yes.
And this is something that Ferdinand Argus was studying.
Let's give this man magical powers. Noted.
You giving me
like,
the choice right now?
No.
Right.
It will take you about a week of study. You will need to put some
okay.
time into it. But so lose a D4 of sanity lost, and this is from your preliminary reading.
3.
All right, so lose 3. So this is kind of shaking. I mean, this is referring to a great race that in theory lived long before us. It speaks of their ability to project their psyches through these stones, whatever these crystals of Nafkun are, which this spell is somehow tied to. And it talks about them being able to view distant times, places, and worlds. And as you're reading this, you have this unnerving feeling that possibly one of these creatures in any time or space could be watching you as you go over this, and your skin crawls, and you're put off your jellied hot dog for just a moment.
I've never seen Mr. Van not tear into a jellied hot dog.
I know. This is dangerous. That's going to take you a little bit, so you head on to the next book. This one's called Wisdom Unbound, and it shows a minor improvement in writing style. He's beginning to find his legs, and he's beginning to get a bit of an audience. Leopold Fontanelli is reasonably famous, actually. In occult circles, he can draw an audience. He can give a lecture that people will attend. He's never joined you at Atlas. But now that you're sort of looking through it, you're like, I vaguely remember these books being published or something being talked about. This one, Wisdom Unbound, sort of elaborates on this idea of power that you have within yourselves, and specifically ties towards reaching back down your lineage and drawing power back from a deeper well than one you could ever possess. Once again, you can increase your occult skill by 1%, but it's meandering and little of real value. Alright. That's probably going to get you guys to lunch as you guys chew through that. So let's cut across to the two of you. Who wants to go first?
I'm happy to go first. So
Yeah.
I feel like I want to look up things like, as a start, maybe like some ancient civilizations, if there's any mention of the Loma.
Yep.
And also maybe like ancient texts, so the Nakhotic texts.
Yep.
Maybe something to do with like underground civilizations, because it mentions it says Red Indians lived below the surface. It also says if Forbidden Yanho truly lies between the poles, any path down might take us there.
Okay.
So
Yep.
something underground, some fuggy shit.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
And also maybe Shabnagras. I don't know if it's kind of a weird. It's kind of a weird.
It doesn't seem pertinent.
It's just kind of a weird email signature.
It's the one that's
So-
like sent from
so
my
might
iPhone,
keep
sent
an
from
eye-
beyond
I
the
think he's-
veil of comprehension and knowledge.
Get Outlook for iOS.
Looks like his hand just slipped and
Yeah. There's something about that term and everything. I mean, look, it's not ringing any massive bells, but the whole thing's a little spooky. All right, can you give me a library use? All of those things are pretty niche information. I don't think you're
Yeah.
going to find that in a general library, but you guys are part of an occult society.
It's true.
Can you tell me a bookstore that exists within New York that's kind of weird? You know, you go behind it and they've got shelves dedicated. It specializes in occult texts. Can you give me kind of like a vibe for what this might be?
Yeah, it's like above a, I don't want to, statistically Italian restaurant.
Yep.
It's in like it's basically like a guy's apartment that he's converted into like a massive library.
That's cool. That's cool.
It's this like mid-70s dude. Like the windows are kind of foggy, like you know when you don't clean them for like
Yep.
50 years. But it's like the freshest antique books. Like he takes care of them. And it's like the collection keeps being cycled, so it's like a really good resource, but it's hard to find.
Okay, and you guys kind of know about it because of your ties through Atlas. So this guy gets crates of books which come in, which are then going to be dispersed across the continent, that often get funneled through this tiny bookstore. And as you head up, weaving past the restaurant, going through the kitchen and up the stairs, you find the owner asleep with a sort of like Windex bottle and a scrunched up newspaper, intending to clean the glass that he'll never get to. And scattered around are piles of books. The organization system is rough, but there's a wealth of knowledge in here, and you just need to filter through it. If you make a library use test, this is going to be hard.
Oh boy.
That's good,
I
isn't
don't
it?
understand. I keep rolling amazing. I wrote extreme success.
Why are you looking like that when you roll that? Like you're like, oh no, I rolled a 002.
That's also the second time I've rolled 2.
I just noticed the camera turns off and we no longer roll the dice on the cammer, and the dice rolls get a lot better. Isn't that a little weird?
That's what I rolled.
That's all I'm going to say. I know.
Stylistically, you should pull the glasses down.
No, that's awesome. All right. Hit me with the first topic.
So I wanted to look just like ancient civilization, specifically Lomar, specifically stuff that's underground.
Yeah, all right. The concept of ancient civilizations has been around for aeons. It's always been the idea that possibly we are the spawn of a progenitor race that has led through the ages, and that we are only the final culmination of something, and perhaps we're the progenitor for something yet to come. Concepts, the idea is that aliens once visited us long ago and left us as science experiments. Concepts of things like elder things and stuff like that are riddled throughout this semi-regularly. And the idea of Lemurians or Atlanteans or anything else that preceded us and descended below are common. There's a lot around. Specifically, Lomar, there's not much for. In fact, it's not mentioned at all. Atlantis you see semi-regularly. It's also popular here because of Atlas's presence, so he probably brings in more books. And Hyperborea, or other ideas of a effectively hollow Earth and a civilization that exists deep within it, are again mentioned, but often just as ideas of fiction. The general concept is that there are key points throughout the globe that can allow you to descend down through the crust of the earth, into which you will find an ancient and hidden tropical paradise. It's said that ancient lizards, dinosaurs, have retreated there, and that some civilizations still live or even thrive. You've probably heard... You never gave the whole Atlantis thing a ton of weight, although you were a member of Atlas. This reads a lot like that same spiel.
So it's just... I mean, it doesn't make sense. How could you have an Earth inside Earth? Like, where would they get sunlight and water?
One other concept is a second sun that exists at the center.
What? No. Okay, I'll keep reading.
Alright, what else? Give me another point. If you can turn it into a question is often the easiest way, because I can strive to answer it.
Right, okay.
I like the idea of you going... reading halfway through the book and going, this is dumb, this doesn't mean anything, and then turning the page and going, like, this is so dumb.
I guess the next thing would be probably a very similar thing. Is Yan Ho mentioned by name, specifically about being forbidden places?
Good call. Dum 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 dum.
Trying to think if there's anything else I can glean from this. I guess also the crystals of Nafcon, are they recorded anywhere?
Crystal of Nafcon is unfortunately not mentioned. This would be hidden text and something that's quite difficult to locate.
These are very niche things, okay.
Yan Ho might be there. Tell you what, we'll leave you reading there for a moment. I'll have a little pour through the book. We'll find out if there is anything. So I'll just come back to you in a moment as you go over that. James?
Payphone, phone book. Boom. First, Norbert Blythe. Then Adelaide Hartley, Marguerite DeLacy, Hugo Northridge, Brendan Sterling, Ivy Tinsdale.
That makes sense to me.
Don't think you need to look up Brendan Sterling.
Yeah, I know that. Sorry. Oh. No, I actually do. I'm like, Brendan, wait a minute. And then
hang on, I crossed that one out again. Okay. Give me a... Look, I tell you what, actually, you can just do this with enough time. So the first one that you'll find is... Hartley is listed in the phone book. Blythe is not. DeLacy is listed. Northridge is Tinsdale. The Ivy Tinsdale is not listed, but another name is listed, possibly them.
I will.
And one thing to flag for Lacey is she's not mentioned in a address. She's mentioned as a singer at a club in New York.
Oh, fantastic. I will call, I'll call Hartley first and Northridge.
Okay. As you call Hartley, you push the coins into it and begin it to ring, holding the phone to your ear as people pass by on a New York street. It rings a few times, and then a voice answers, and you hear, "Yes. Who is this?"
Hello, my name is José Castillo. I'm a representative of Mr. Van de Van from Van de Van Enterprises.
I see.
Detective agency.
I'm I'm actually wondering if Adelaide Hartley is around.
No, she isn't. She's you say you're with a detective?
If I can preempt your question, if she's gone missing, I'm looking into missing people. I believe there may be a connection.
No, she's not missing. She's just visiting her sister.
Okay, well that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that. Listen,
missing. Why'd you call this number?
I can explain everything. Would you like to set up a time to meet?
Sure, but I'd like to know first. Do you think she might be missing? Do you think she might be?
Yes, I called up because I thought I'm worried about her. To be entirely clear with you, I'm calling up a list of names that I've acquired of people I believe may be all missing. It's related to a friend of Mr. Van der Van's that's gone missing.
Well, hold on. I can call her sister. She'll know. What number is this? Can I call you back?
I'm calling from a payphone. How about I call again in 15 minutes, say?
I'll call you.
Okay.
Just stay here.
Payphone number? Yeah,
you can just say. You just redial to her.
Cool.
And he goes, okay. What was your name again?
Jose Castillo.
Okay, Mr. Castillo. Look, I'm going to give you a call back in just a moment. Could you hang tight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he hangs up. You just wait.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of twiddle your thumbs a bit, moving a coin. There's a person outside waiting to use the payphone. He sees you just standing there and he goes on the glass. It's closed. He just kind of goes.
I'll just kind of come back and say, I'll go and I'll hand him $5 and I'll say, sorry buddy, I need the phone. Okay, can I just pay you this to walk to the next one?
He goes, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
he takes it.
I'm waiting for a call back. Sorry.
Actually, he's gonna take the $5. $5 is a lot at the moment. I think you kind of feel bad. He goes, no man, look, if it's a job or something, you need this because you're not super wealthy looking. You're dressed alright. Yeah. He goes, man, I'll find another. He gets back to you.
You're a good man. I'll pay it full.
And he's gonna head off down the street. After a moment, the phone rings. You sort of immediately pick it up. He goes, hey, Jose?
Yes.
Mr. Castillo?
Yep.
Yeah, this is Joe again. Listen, she never made it there. The sister doesn't know anything about this. This wasn't planned or anything. Look, I'm gonna give her a call back, and then I'm probably gonna plan to head up.
Well, listen. I think you might want to consider contacting the police. If you'd like to meet with me, if you want to hear what I've heard, I'm happy to tell you. But it might just be a coincidence. Thank you for speaking with me. Do you want to meet with me, or I can send you everything in a letter otherwise?
Look, I'd appreciate anything you could tell me. Where are you based? And when you say turns out he's a little ways away, it's not really gonna be convenient for the day.
I'll give him like a look. The long and the short of this is that Mr. Van der Van's looking into a missing friend, and we found out that this missing friend may have been associated with Hartley.
Okay.
And if this missing friend was missing, I'm calling up following on a lead.
Okay.
I'd contact the police.
Well, he's gonna say, look, I'll be here all today. If you find anything else, please get back to me. Otherwise, look, best of luck.
Best of luck to you too. And I the same call with all of the other people. I go through.
Going through them, Margaret, you call or try to, and the club hasn't come in for several days. Tinsdale, you get her parents. They forward you on to a roommate who is nearby, who says that Ivy fell in love and ran away with someone she never met, but they said they were to be married. She thinks it's a little
Do you
weird.
know the name of the person?
She doesn't. She never met him.
Okay.
She only heard about him. He sounds fantastic. He sounds too good to be true.
Can you tell me something like it about him? Like,
She basically describes someone very dapper, very rich.
Yep.
It could be Argus. It's not really one for one though. She seems to be someone a little bit fancier.
Yep,
A little bit
okay.
richer.
And
Well, it's
what
good
about
to hear it's good to hear a happy ending.
and what about Northridge?
Northridge. You get his wife. She is kind of surprised that anyone's calling after him, and she says that he left town. He was going to Newark, and he was going to look to get a job somewhere. You can hear small children in the background as she takes the call. She can kind of half hear you through a lot of it. She can't quite follow. No. He's going to get a job.
Thank you. Thank you, miss.
And then hangs up.
Cool. I head back to lunch.
Okay. All right. You head back to meet. For yourself, Edie, unfortunately, this too information is... There's a ring of truth to some of it, and it's hard to find in an occult store. This would be... You could possibly ask someone to source deeper information, but this is treading a little close to some truths that you might need to find out another time. You may need to source the information from elsewhere.
I guess I was trying to think if there was anything else I could really ask.
Because this is more leading a cult and rumor rather than...
Yeah, okay. The text that spoke of the passages, to the underground, did it give any indication of where they might be, broadly?
Plenty of rumors. The Northern Pole is the most common one.
Yeah, okay.
Other ones speak of a maelstrom in the center of the sea.
This one does say between the poles.
Yeah,
This
and
is the
yet
center.
more speak of large expanses of desert. The general, a cynic might presume they are listing a lot of hard-to-get places and places difficult to confirm if an entrance exists, which is convenient. None are located in Manhattan, except for the one they speak of, which is near Socrates, apparently, which is really close. That's weird.
Some might say ridiculously
Yes,
close.
some might.
Our own backyard, some would say.
Proverbially.
Some did.
The last thing I just want to check, is there anything on past lives or hypnosis? Is it anything for example a book on hypnosis that's unlocking your past lives?
Past life regression and the idea that you can speak to your past generations through your bloodline is not particularly common. It's growing in popularity. The idea that in your history you were in a happier place, and you're wealthier, or you maybe were immensely successful is nice. It's a fantasy that people enjoy living through. You find a couple of books. You can find a book on hypnotism if you're interested in it, something you could possibly study and pick up a new skill, which seems to be training, but a lot of it more is just lulling people into. It is a fantasy they wish to buy into, so they seek it out. It explains why Argus was successful. It kind of speaks to Atlas's existence as well, but nothing you find seems to be particularly true, necessarily.
Yeah.
But it's fairly common, and it's one of those ones where you're like, well, if everyone's talking about it, maybe there is someone that can practice it. If you want, you can find a book on hypnotism and stuff as well, and same with these other ones. You can bundle a couple of these and refer to them in future, make it easier to make
guess I
rolls.
wouldn't mind taking the one on hypnotism because if we're gonna go talk to this guy. I wouldn't mind the one on the ancient civilizations just on the off chance that it's useful.
Yep.
There wouldn't be anything here on League of Forgotten Men or anything they're not. What am I trying to say?
It's not a cult, but the League of Forgotten Men is not a secret.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you can find general info. Oh, look. The only ties you might get is the association between Leopold Fontanelli, a famous occultist, and the League. He basically works there as a secretary, and his ties are supposed to be... there's a lot of... he once gave... You find an old... reference a speech he gave at one point, and a report in the Third Eye Times or something. It speaks of a speech or a audience that Leopold Fontanelli held where he confided in several other members that he intended to source worthy servitors from within the League, those that he might bend to his powerful will. Leopold's seen as a bit of a dick. A lot of people don't take him too seriously. Yeah. And even this one kind of reads almost in parody.
Alrighty, I think there are other buzzwords I can ask about, but I just wonder if they're all too niche to really find anything. There's still
hit me.
There's the Heart of Dreams, or there's
that's pretty
Sycrinosh, Sacred Cats. there anything on cats?
On cats, I mean, plenty of ties between cats and mythos. They've
Can I
been
get a-
worshipped for forever,
Yeah,
quite
that's
literally.
heavy.
What about
If anything,
In
that's too
particular,
Base?
spatchy cats. Yeah, you probably get close enough to mention people believe that they have traveled. Those that think they can project astral projection and cast themselves to distant areas have spoken of tours they've done of the solar system, journeying from planet to planet and hopping between them, witnessing strange worlds and ancient things. Most of it seems like bullshit, but one of them does mention visiting Saturn and hearing meowing throughout it. It seems like it kind of just is just enough to twig that, hey, maybe what we saw had a little bit more weight to it.
Alright, I'll take the one on astral projection as well.
Okay.
But
So
I don't know there's much else I can really glean.
Yeah. All good. You gather up the trio of tomes, pull out a few dollars, and just leave it tucked into the guy's shirt. He sort of at you, and as you head back down the stairs, you've got them bundled under your arms, and you begin to walk down the streets and head back towards the hospital. You flag down a cab and you swept away. Back at the hospital.
Back at the range.
Oh, is that?
what?
I don't know. I thought you were gonna say something.
No,
Sorry.
you're looking at me, so it's
No, you're right. Yeah, sorry. That was just our eyes met across the room.
Oh my.
Oh, sorry, Jamie. You're in the. If you could just.
Yeah,
No,
sorry.
that's fine. No, that's all right. Actually, if everyone could
Wait,
leave.
this way? Or,
Back at the hospital, the two of you are waiting and pouring through your tomes, sharing some information back and forth as the other two return. Lunch is served. Everything is jellied or blended suitably for your poor, sickly systems. You can share information and then go back about your day.
Curious.
yeah, I share everything that I found
So,
about these
you
people.
didn't find anyone? Like, no one's...
They're all either confirmed missing or haven't been seen.
Except for that one who found love and is now happily married somewhere else in the country.
I kind of paused for a second and say, Mr. Vandervan, I think we need to consider the possibility that she didn't find love and she was tricked, and that she too is missing. And the man that she found is not right for her.
Romance is dead.
Thanks, you get it.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you for the timely reminder. Just what
Okay,
we needed in these
so
dark
all
times.
of those people are missing. That sucks. What did you find?
These books reference, like, Fontenelle was quite the occultist. He believed in a lot of crazy stuff, like...
Yeah, your occult skill's pretty high. You've read better books.
Oh yeah, he's also not a good writer.
You've read better
So
occult books as well.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple things you're like, yeah, everyone knows about
Yeah.
time dilation, you dick.
And, like, how is it?
You're-
How is it for like real stuff? Though, is it like? Because
The real-
there's stuff in there about projection
Yeah.
and stuff in there about. Wait, what was Gods Within and Without about?
It was
It was about you drawing on your power within.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
visualize it.
it's a secret.
Yeah.
So it's a lot about his. Yeah, he believes in like innate powers and stuff.
Did you finish all of the books?
No, I haven't got to the last one yet. And interestingly enough, like, so far, and correct me if I'm wrong,
I will.
he hasn't mentioned
Actually, I
anything
won't.
about his, like, fascist beliefs yet.
Did you read
Because
the...
you've got the Aryan
Yeah, I was
Yeah, but
gonna
I'm
say-
just saying,
next.
like, up until
Actually,
this
sorry,
point,
I will correct you. You are wrong.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, I should probably say he's definitely pretty racist.
Okay, from
And
the
when,
beginning.
yeah, even in
Okay.
the other ones, even when he's talking about the gods within and without, there's a few choice terms of how he's phrasing things.
Okay,
that you just read through and you're like, well, that was.
Oh,
unnecessary.
I was thinking like, well, maybe he's like sort of been turned by
No,
them a
no,
little
sorry.
bit. No, okay, he's always been like that. He is a terrible.
And if
person.
anything, they're probably only.
I was
There
gonna
is
say,
some
is it
They're
getting
accelerating.
worse? Can we flick through the
yeah.
one that has
Yeah.
Aryan in the title and see if
Yeah, I
it's
suspect
somehow...
that one is
Yeah,
gonna be
that's the one you
full of
haven't
a lot
read
of
yet, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably the worst.
troubling
It's
imagery.
so you're saying
Big
that
yikes.
in terms of occultism, it's all a bit naff.
Naff?
Nah.
Yeah, it's all bupkis.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Bob Kiss.
Wow, wait till you see this! I show him the Latin scroll with the goddamn magic spell on it.
Yeah,
We
they can't,
can't-
no one can read it.
Yeah, we can't read that.
Oh, it
Latin.
says there's a magic spell in here.
Uh-huh.
It says that the ancient people used to use something called the crystals of Nafcon.
Nah.
Someone should trademark that. That's got a ring to it.
Oh my
It
goodness.
sounds like a con.
Someone that sounds like a Fortune 500 if I ever heard one. Nafcon. The ancient people had the ability to project their psyches and view distant times and places and worlds using these crystals of Nafcon. But more importantly, I think if we make a study of this, there's some real magic power in here.
A quick overview of the spell as well, and just some context for what it does, because you read like the high levels. It looks like it requires a valuable gem, specifically an amethyst, of significant value, and it requires sacrifice as well. There's a bit going into it to create one of these things, and it allows you to project your mind to elsewhere, be it time or space. Not dissimilar to what was rumored to be the ability of the...
If we make a study of this and we get some...
Do you think you'd be able to learn it?
You know, I was never much of a reader.
What does the spell do? Do you know? Or do
Wait.
you have to say it before you know what kind of spell it is?
Well, it talks about projecting your psyches and viewing distant times and places. And it seems to me, if whoever we're up against has that power, they could be watching us right now. I don't see what's wrong with evening the table a little bit.
I tell you what, it might be a good thing to have up your sleeve for sure.
I am concerned. You just don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if you can control any of it. You could say those words. You could be sent to like the year 2019, and that would be super weird. And then you'd be stuck there in whatever freak show year that was.
with their jelly cars.
Here in the middle of a room surrounded by hideous people.
For what it's worth,
Screaming at small boxes in front of them to distant folk.
One of them sounds oddly like you.
for what it's worth, I pick up the first book. The first book we had a lot about astral projection there, pretty much, like
Projecting power and stuff,
Power.
yeah, and back to the psyche. Like,
It's the same sort of vibe.
astral projection tends to be space. This is like that through time and generation. Similar vibe though, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I suggest that he might, that Fontanelli believed in this as well.
If you're the expert on these kind of things there, detective, I'd be happy for you to take a crack at this thing.
Yeah, except I can't read Latin.
Oh, that's fine. I'll translate it to you, and you can just read it out. Is that how it works? Can
You'd
someone
have to-
else
you'd
learn a
have to-
spell,
you'd
or
have
is
to
it
say
just
it
going to be
in-
me?
Well, look, a full study of the text would be required. Then you would understand the spell. You could then teach the spell to someone else. You don't need to use it explicitly.
Okay.
The effort you went to for translating it you would need to understand it first to translate it. You can't
Yeah,
just
right.
one for one.
Gotcha.
So
And it takes about a week to learn a spell.
yeah, not to learn the spell. That's to do a study of the text. You would
Right.
then gain the spell.
So, either way, it's not happening anytime soon. So,
Well, should we fast track this? Should we have it in our back pocket before we leave for the weekend?
I mean,
what do you mean? You want to stay here a week? I was already hesitant about staying here a couple days.
No, I think
I'm wrong. It's actually 1d6 hours to learn a spell.
To learn a spell, but to study the book is the first thing. You
Oh.
need a week.
I
To do a full study of the book and be able to...
I think Mr. Venom means
I would
to
say
start
that
the
the way
process.
I see that is that's like in your downtime in your evenings. If you guys sunk like a few days into it, you could put yourself away and possibly try and learn it.
Right.
But it'd be a roll involved.
Either way, I won't be able to do it until you do it. So it's your it sounds like your kind of project.
Alright. I'll keep that going. I'll see how far I can get with it.
Or you could
tomorrow.
hire someone to speak to
Well,
that.
alternatively, Mr. Vandervan, would
There
your
you go.
computer be able to translate it from Latin?
Alternatively, I have a computer.
A what?
A computer! They're the next big thing. No.
No, yes, you can.
Oh.
But not the next big thing.
They're the next
Yeah.
big
No,
thing.
100%. You buzz it. Comes out in another language.
the entire-
Greek?
The entire floor below my penthouse is taken up by banks upon banks of tubes and wires and printing implements and circuitry. It can get this thing done in no time.
We lost a butler in there at one point. The slumber come out.
is it like the catacombs? Like
It's
the
a
lights-
maze down there.
If your torch goes out, you're stuck there forever.
What'd you learn,
I mean-
Edie?
Oh, I learned not very much. It seems like the topics that Leopold Fontanelli was into were very niche, not very kind of rumors within the occult circle. Things like ancient civilizations, the concept of a second Earth inside this Earth with another sun inside the thing, and it's like.
Oh yeah,
I
so
don't-
there's like a sun in the center of the Earth
Well,
that heats like the opposite side of our Earth.
I mean,
that makes
I
sense.
guess
Like a large sandwich press.
Yeah, I get
Yes.
that. There's like a sun on the outside and a sun on the inside, and people on the top and then people on the bottom. Yeah, science. I get it.
The logic follows. You
I don't
So
really see
you
where
remember
Congress-
you work with nut jobs. They're occultists.
Well, regardless of what people think, it's not well documented. It's not in any journals that I'm not academic, but it's not. It's kind of at the edges, and they were talking about. They
At the
also
edges, like a weird science. Like-
no, my weird science is like cool,
And real.
like fridges and I don't know, death
Ray
rays,
And air mattresses.
air
Can
mattresses.
my old man not kill me in the night?
Well, the radiation will get you later.
Oh Lord, overheating.
That's how it is. Boiling in here.
So that was the main thing. I also read a little bit about astral projection. There were some people who believed they could do that, and the weird thing is there were records of people having gone to what they claimed was Saturn and having heard meowing. So
We went to Saturn.
I think we know
I
that
think we
now.
heard him meow.
I don't think we knew it at the
Saw
time.
somewhere big and yellow.
I
was
also-
it meowing or was it screaming?
Oh, we saw the source of the meowing, that's for sure.
Did they meow? I guess they kind of meowed.
I also think that
Not really. They kind of more just chewed you.
They
I
were
think
cats, though.
we could also make
Well,
a.
there are more entities that vaguely, possibly didn't resemble cats.
Another point is that they referred to the cats from Many Rings, Syrinscape, I believe. Syrinscape.
Yeah, I looked that
so
up. I couldn't really find any.
I think Syrinscape might be Sat.
Possibly. That would make sense. Many rings.
I'm writing that down.
And then I did also find there was like some kind of like history of the League of Forgotten Men, and Leopold Fontanelli at one point did a speech of some kind where he intended to source worthy servants from the League, although it is noted that Leopold was kind of considered at the fringes of the society. He wasn't representative necessarily.
I think the what did you say, the representatives from the I think we found a list of them by the
No. He wasn't considered to be like typical of the League of Forgotten Men, but he
Yeah,
did.
Like representative
he
of
wanted.
the League, not representatives, I think.
He wanted to find worthy servants from the League.
Yeah,
So
I think
it's,
that's
it's
that
possible
list,
that. I mean, because wasn't Brendan Sterling?
yeah.
Didn't his wife say that he wasn't
He
part
was
of the
part
League?
of the group. Yeah.
So maybe these are just people who are part of the League that were deemed pliable or vulnerable, and all of them are missing. But the people that you rang, did they seem concerned?
Some of them were very concerned after a couple of questions. Others less concerned. Some had fabricated stories.
All
Others
of them
didn't.
had fabricated stories.
Yes.
All of them had a place where they were in theory going. No
Not,
one was
not
super.
the singer. She just hadn't rocked up to.
But that's the same thing. She just didn't. You didn't call her family.
you
you
know
called
what I
the
mean,
job
she's-
that she didn't turn up to.
She's a singer. She's not like a politician. These are people that they go missing or they go places, and it's not. It's not a huge issue.
It's also a pretty eclectic group of people. Like,
That's
Yeah.
true. It's men and women. There was a dad. There was some young woman.
Yeah. Did you happen to ask if any of them had ties to Fontanelli or to Argus or to?
I didn't ask if any of them had ties to Fontanelli or to Argus or to the League. Those are good ideas. I'm sorry, I'm still new to this detective work.
Yeah, I understand. You don't worry, kid. You did well with what you. It was a good idea. You did well.
Thank you, Mr. DeMartino.
You're gonna go far.
Oh.
You got a good head on your shoulders. Kid.
Yeah, there it is. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
So, well, here's my thought of what we do next. I think that you still have a book to read that you could work through.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I mean, it's only lunchtime. I'll finish
Yeah.
that by this afternoon. Easy.
Yeah, Mr. Van de Van, you're the only one capable of reading that scroll.
And my computer.
Yes, exactly. Edie, we need to get information. We have a lot of words that we don't really have the capacity to look up, like you've said. You've confirmed a lot of things. And those names, too, that we have, and all kinds of stuff. I wonder if we go and speak to Lincoln Crane, the head of Atlas.
Head of Atlas.
Yeah. He seemed frustrated that Atlas had strayed. If we go to him and say, I have stood on many rings, Syrinscape, let's talk serious stuff, maybe he'll have insight. He'd be the person to ask. He's the leader of an occult society.
Well, if anything, he can only turn us away.
And I might go and see if I can look into these names a little more and check if any of them did have links to Argus or links to the League of Forgotten Men. I might get in contact with the League and see if I can...
I don't know if you want to tangle with those people on your own.
I can use a phone. I'll stay away.
Yeah, I agree. I think those guys sound problematic, man.
I
wouldn't recommend going in there by yourself.
Yes.
Always take backup when you can.
I don't plan to go in. I just want to make a phone.
Okay.
Alright. So you're going to keep reading. You're going to head to your computer, is that right?
Yeah.
Are you checking yourself out? Or are you going to...
Well, I think we'll
Or does this cover the
if it's
afternoon and
gonna-
evening?
I don't want to lose out on those precious healing points.
I think you could hit them and then check yourself out for the evening. So you spend a few more hours there,
Yeah,
and then
very
so
good.
basically the day is there, and then the side pieces you can do the same if you want. Or are you gonna head home?
I don't really have a reason to. I may as well stay here.
Yeah. In the hospital,
Stay in the care, you know.
Yep.
I got no reason to go home.
Okay. All right. And Edie, where are you head? You're heading to Atlas. You're gonna go solo, or are you gonna stick with Jose for the time being?
I think it'd be easier if we were together, because it's not going to take that long to drop in on Crane.
Alright, well let me make a quick phone call. I can even use the hospital's phone. I just want to follow up on one thing. If I can confirm that one of them has links to the League, then it's safe to say that maybe all of them do.
Well, we already have Brendan. We already know he is.
Yeah, one more.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I use a phone here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to call... Does the League have a contact? Like
Yep.
an office? Yeah.
Yeah, you got a pamphlet.
Yeah.
Got a number on it.
Yeah. Can I give them a call?
Sure. Rings a couple times, then you hear a voice enters, goes,
Can you pass me back that note?
"Hello."
Okay, go ahead.
Hello there. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm calling up looking for Mr. Hugo Northridge.
No bother. Who is this?
My name is, and I almost say José, and then I say John. I'm a representative of Mr. Vandervan's. Mr. Northridge applied for a job here with us, and we're checking up on his references. He provided references here.
I understand. Mr. Vandervan.
That's
How'd you call
correct.
us?
Pardon me?
Mr. Vandervan, how'd you call us?
Yeah, well, not directly. I work for Vandervan's company, but I've never met the man in person.
Huh. Well, can you give me an English check? To pass yourself off without accent?
A good call, and... Oh my god, I rolled 26 over 26.
Is
So
that
I
what you-
succeed, and I'm going to get better at English, because I'm going to tick it. Yeah, no, I succeed.
Yeah, well,
I
alright.
pass myself
Yeah, you
off.
pass it. And he goes, huh. You know, we've reached out to Vandervan before, and, no dice.
Well,
Anyway, you're saying someone put us down as a reference.
That's right, Mr. Hugo Northridge said that...
I'll stop you there, guy. Listen, we're a prestigious organization. We don't just throw out names. We're loyal. You understand what that is? Loyalty?
Well, yes, sir, I do
Yeah,
understand.
you're loyal to your boss?
I tried my best
You're
to
loyal
be,
to the
sir.
man, huh? Alright, well look, you know how this goes. I can't just tell you who works here. Can't tell you who comes and goes. We got important people coming in here. You got that, John?
No, I understand that. Well, how about this? How about this?
But hey, listen, you come down here. You bring Vandervan, then we'll talk. I'll give you whatever reference you need. Hey, listen, we're not far from you. We're doing a little thing tonight.
Oh yeah? You
Yeah.
want to give me the details?
Yeah. Hey, look, listen, let's just give me a little get-together, decent spread, discuss, upcoming activities and everything. You should come. Yeah, you should come and bring Vandervan as well. Yeah, bring Vandervan. That'd be good. Hey, just quick question. Is this William or the chick?
I can try and get them both, sir.
Nah, bring William.
Okay, I can do that.
Alright, good. Yeah, no, bring him.
I'll do my best. I'll have to make some phone calls.
I mean, don't you work for him?
I told you I work for his company.
Look,
I don't
hey,
work
listen,
for him directly.
I'm busy here. I got the list here. I'm putting you down, alright?
Well, listen here.
No, it's fine.
I'll
We're
tell you
just-
what. I can get him for sure. If I can come to him and say that reference went through. So if you can confirm for me that Mr. Northridge is around, because otherwise, Mr. Vandervan, he's a difficult guy to nail down. If I can show him that your organization means business, you're serious people, and it's not just cloak and dagger, then he can come down. So if you can confirm that for me, otherwise he tends to vanish.
Look at the balls on you, John. Phone negotiation.
Hey, you know what? I do business. That's what I do.
Yeah, you do. Sly dog. Can you give me a persuasion check?
Okay, let's do my best.
What's your at?
Real bad. 67. So that's a fail.
Yeah.
You
want to push it?
I would like to push it. And can I push it by saying, can I say, come on, what are you afraid of? Is you got some kind of secret with this guy? What's going on? You're not going to give out your contacts? Are you loyal to your people? Are you selling them out? Because I don't want to go to an organization where people get sold out.
All right, go for it. Do you want to push with intimidation? Is that the
let's
swap?
do it.
Is that what you're trying to do?
I wouldn't try and do. Yes.
All right, go for it. Yeah, make a swap.
Extreme success.
Holy shit.
Wow.
He seems genuinely kind of
Always
impressed.
good.
He goes, "You got gumption, John." You know, I like that. Hey, listen, is your work full-time or part-time?
I'm full time.
Okay, well, hey, Van ever drops you, you give me a call. Look, all right, give me the name again. You can hear him rustling through.
Hugo Northridge.
Northridge. N for Northridge.
That's all right.
N for no, John. N for no.
All
No
right.
Northridge in here.
Well, I will.
Hey, look, I got the file open. You want any other recommendations for people?
Well, I guess we had someone come through ask about. Give me a second, because
Fuck, I was joking. How many people do you have applying for these jobs?
Vandervan's the biggest company in the in the States, sir.
Well, fuck, John. I guess it is. All right, hit me.
I'm going to say. What about a Norbert Blythe? Another N for no.
Blythe. No, there's a B in that one. Oh, no, Norbert. Clever. Let's see. Norbert Blythe. Nope. N for no, John. N for no.
Well, listen, T for thank you, and I will see you soon.
I'll put you down for tonight.
All right.
If you can bring something,
That's
a platter, that'd be
John,
great.
John Coleman.
Real man.
That's a man's name. All right. And hangs up.
All right.
Well, that was Ross Seabrook, by the way. That's the name.
Ross Seabrook.
Which I never gave, but there you have it.
And he's an R for racist.
Yeah.
That was the
Wow.
most delightful conversation with a fascist I've ever had. I enjoyed listening to that thoroughly.
Wow.
It did seem very douchey though.
As this happens, as you put it down, the phone rings.
I'll pick it up and go and I'll say Mr. Coleman.
Hello? Sorry, I'm trying to get in touch with Vandervan. Is this his room?
No, this is John Coleman for Vandervan Industries. I'm sorry, this is a busy line. I'm making some phone calls. What's the concern?
Yeah, listen, I'm with William's legal department. We've got a couple questions we need to run past him.
I'm using the hospital phone, by the way.
Yeah.
For this.
Yeah, the hospital that he owns and checked into.
That's
It's
right.
reasonable
Yes,
they knew
yes,
where he
yes,
was.
Yes.
You're like at the nurse's station.
It's not the same voice. It's someone else.
Oh, okay, I'll go. All right. Well, look, let me try and sort things out for you, and I'll go get Vandervan.
Okay, great. I'm just gonna be clear. This is urgent.
Yeah, I'll go get Vandervan.
Okay. You're in the room. You got your text out. You're ready. Oh, actually, you're probably gearing up to head out and go to.
Yeah, I need to go
Do
to
a
my
little-
computer.
All right. Okay.
Get some
So you're
computer
heading out
work.
as Jose flags you down.
Yes?
People on the phone for you, sir.
Oh, who is
sounds
it?
like a legal concern of some matter. They might be referring to the incident.
A legal concern. Well, they can talk to my lawyers.
You'll have to tell them yourself, sir.
Oh.
Aren't they his lawyers?
They're your legal team.
Oh, they are my lawyers.
Oh, sorry.
Well, yeah, I'll find out what's going on. That's fine.
All right. You pick it up.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Vandervan.
Peter, is that you?
Yes.
How are the
William.
kids? How come I haven't seen you on the green recently?
Well, I've been busy, William.
That's terrible. We
With the
should
litany
come
of.
at tea time sometime.
Yes, I'd like that very much, William. I still remember the last event. Listen, hey, we've gotten a couple of calls come through from the police. They're running a couple questions here. Look, we're playing fast and loose. Sorry, no, he does not say that. He says, well, look, we're playing a little hard to get. We're dodging them for the time being. I'd appreciate if you just let me know what's going on. As you know, though, phones aren't the best way to do it. Why don't you head back to the office?
Oh, I've got a lot on my plate today. You can come by the penthouse if you prefer.
Sure. Okay. Look. Can you get there in an hour?
Yeah, I guess I can get there in an hour.
Okay. All right. Look. Be there. And try and just keep a low profile. Would you?
That's what I do best. You
Okay,
know,
we're just trying to, document your comings and goings. You know how it is. We want to make sure you're seen where you're supposed to be, not seen where you aren't, and we're still trying to figure out where you're supposed to be.
Oh, okay. I'll do what I'm told.
Okay, good.
Don't worry about me.
Okay, keep Mr. Castillo with you.
Sure.
Good. All right.
Good.
I'll speak to you in an hour.
All right.
All right, good. Click.
Okay. Is that a normal conversation with my boss?
No.
No.
It seems like they're actually reasonably concerned about something.
Okay. Very good. No, I'm concerned.
All right.
If I can, I probably should call my precinct and be like, hey, I know I haven't showed up for the last few days. I'm just doing me.
I think you got the previous day off. I think today you probably need to call in. Actually, no, you were hospitalized, and a detective saw you hospitalized.
Yeah.
They probably just presume you're still there.
Yeah.
In
Alright,
José.
well, I'm fine.
Well, no, you probably want to call in. No, I agree calling in.
All I want to do is call up, and I basically want to ask for some time. Like, I'm gonna, hey, Captain, I'm not coming in. I won't be coming in this week. I got some personal business I gotta take care of.
Yeah. Okay, Nick. Hey. Look, just you haven't heard from Clocks, have you?
Clocks?
Yeah, Detective Clocks.
What, from New Jersey?
No. He's one of ours.
Oh, he's one of ours. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. No, listen. It's probably nothing.
What about him? What happened to him?
I don't know. He's probably just drinking again. Hey, don't pay no mind. Yeah, look, it's probably fine. All right, hey, take the weekend. We'll talk to you on a Monday. Hey, how are you healing up?
Yeah, I'm getting better. I had to get out of New Jersey though. I found a hospital in Manhattan to take care of me. You know how I'm at. I ain't going to New Jersey.
God no. Hey, listen, that place you got scratched up at.
Yeah.
You check the radio?
No, what's been happening?
It's been happening. I mean, check the radio for one, but yeah, no, looks like there was a fire or something. Whatever you were caught up in, looks like it's spreading, getting worse. Like, I don't know, just stay local, touch in when you can. Hope you feel better, and yeah, just swing by. We just gotta clear everything up. Something's getting a little weird.
Yeah. Alright, good to know. Just probably won't be back on Monday. I probably need a week. I'll see you next Friday.
No, hang on. Hey, can you make a fast talk or persuade test?
Yeah. I got a bit more time saved up.
Yeah. I want to talk to you though.
You
Yeah.
don't go to New Jersey anymore.
I'll put it off so I can go on
Scrap New Jersey.
Just wipe it off.
I got a success 1. I have the basic success.
All right, look. You kind of push it a little bit. You say, look, I have the hours. I'm
Can
using
I get
them.
to Friday, yeah.
Yeah, but you kind of go like, no, it's my time. I get to choose how I use it. And he's like, look, of course, look, it's yours. If you're stressed, if you need to heal up, it's not gonna be. Look, can we just, if you're packing up to go somewhere, wait, do you say you're planning on going somewhere? Or you just say I'm using your time?
No, I'm just saying. Look, I need a rest. I got hurt pretty bad. I need some time off to recover.
Look, I understand. Make sure you recover. Can we send someone past to just have a talk to you?
Yeah, that's no trouble. I'm
Okay.
gonna give the hospital and the room.
All right, you'll be there tonight.
Yeah, I'll be here all night.
All right, okay. All right, thank you. Feel better? No. Click. All right. Anyone else? Otherwise, you guys will break into. Do you tell him that you volunteered him for you've got his name down on a meeting list for a fascist club?
That's happening tonight, isn't it?
That's a good point.
And they're probably leaving that name on there whether he goes or not.
Yeah, I will.
It's in the minutes.
I will mention that.
Should probably.
Also, that Vandervan hires people that frequently leave racist places as their recommendation.
Yeah, but
Hey, you don't know that they're racist.
if you have an employee called John Coleman, I suggest you fire them. What? Because they have thrown you under the bus.
What's he done?
Well, he's put your name down on a list of fascist membership.
Jose, you get that man in front of me, I'm gonna fire him in person.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Why don't the severance package would be a disaster. Why don't you let me talk to your legal team?
Alright, you see what you can do.
I'll place a call with the legal team, and I'll say, "Listen, he got into a conversation again. It spins out as it always
He
does."
called who?
Fascists. Will
Why?
you believe it? They may have taken his name down. You know, they do all these things.
We'll
and
call him back. We'll get that scrub. No one's gonna know. No worry. That's what the legal team's there for. I think.
Wait,
Well,
so
should we
like
not
league?
go?
I tell you what, I think that
It's pertinent to the investigation, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
Oh.
I think that we can stay away from them.
Oh. Alright.
Are the league like out and out a bit racist, or are they kind of like we're just concerned?
They are
citizens?
very. No, you're right. Honestly, they're not a. They as a faction or as an organization are not negative. There's plenty of people that go to them for work and stuff. To be honest, it's actually not probably a negative association for you at the moment. Anyway, you are right. They are not out and out. They just have particular values that are only strengthening, and what they are is fascist.
Cool. Not cool.
Openly fascist. That is what they are.
Right. Okay. Well, that's not cool. Okay.
It's growing. It's getting popular.
That's
swing
weird. Do we still want to talk to them from Crane?
Like, we got a lot of leads to chase down.
Ambivalent, but if anyone else thinks it's valuable,
I gotta be here tonight. But I also think we should leave tomorrow morning. But again, I've lost that battle. I'm willing to concede.
well, is there
ground.
anything else we need to do tomorrow?
I guess not. Just rest up and make sure we're not falling apart at the seams anymore.
We've got a lot done. Maybe we should get out of here.
We could leave tomorrow night after we had one more stay at the hospital.
Well, wouldn't today be a stay, and then do we stay all of tomorrow? We wouldn't want to drive it.
You have the kind of money you could hire a doctor
Really?
to come with you. Yeah. You'd be like, you're mine now.
You should also.
Come on.
Actually, what I probably do for you is I give Mr. O'Rourke a call and tell him to get 2 of the cars ready for Mr. Vandervan wants to take a trip.
What's the distance from New York to
Half a day.
half a day? So we get there, we get half a day, and then we're going to bed anyway. You know, I don't know. Just saying.
I don't think we should drive tonight. That's
No,
not
I
a
don't
good
think
idea.
so.
All right, so if we leave tomorrow morning for half a day to
And how
poke
much trouble
around-
can we get in? We're not gonna half a
Well,
day.
we'll find out.
Timmy fell down a well.
All right, so you're heading to the meeting. You're going with.
Are they going to the meeting?
Are you going
No, sorry, with the paralegal team. There's already meetings going on.
Oh.
You're going to the meeting with the legal team. Are you going with?
I think that you should handle that yourself. Do you want me there?
I don't know. You got other things to do?
Otherwise, I will go with Edie to there. I'm at your disposal.
Yeah, you do what's best for the investigation. I'm just a little hung up on what I should tell my lawyers. I need to know everything.
Remember that your lawyers have your best interests at heart.
That's true.
You can tell them off the record and on the record.
Okay.
You have to say those words though to make it legally binding.
Okay, that's
I
good.
don't know
I'm
if
writing that down.
Wait, no.
You write down off the record. I killed the guy. On the record, signed William. Love practicing my signature.
You're right. I'll tell them.
Look,
I'll tell them.
if you
Well,
want me there.
I
No,
don't know,
no,
man.
no,
Like,
you do what you got.
you answer the questions that they give you. You maybe not wanting to tell them the whole story, but yeah, I don't know, man. I honestly don't.
See what they say. They may be cool with it. You never know.
All right.
No, not with the killing the guy thing.
I'll
They're
play it
lawyers.
cool. Keep my hands close to my chest, and I should be fine without you. Don't worry about it. José?
All right.
So we should probably ring up. I assume Crane doesn't. You don't work for Atlas. Like, what does he do?
Oh, he's retired. He pretty much does just do Atlas. He's
Okay.
also old enough that the hour of work he does a week takes the week.
Right. Okay.
That's all he does.
So he's at home.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's ring him up. See if we can swing by.
Yeah.
Where does he live? Do we know?
Probably reasonably close to where the boatyard is. He's
Yeah.
got
Okay.
an
Cool.
old
Oh,
mansion.
right. The boat.
You call him up and he can't hear you over the line. Like, what?
Mr. Crane.
Who?
Mr. Crane. It's Edith.
Rain?
No, Mr.
It's dry.
Mr. Crane, sir, it's Edith Cheong. I'm just calling. I've got some questions about some ancient civilizations
Yeah, ancient civilizations.
It's like, that was awesome.
Come to my home immediately. Look, you know this guy. You probably get passed on to like an aide or something that he has shortly. That guy that helped him up onto the stage originally. Yes, you can be given the address. It's late at night. They would definitely prefer a meeting tomorrow morning. But if it's, the aide's kind of like, well, he's all worked up about ancient civilizations now, so he's not going to bed. So he may as well come by, but it'll have to be quick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. We're just gonna run some terms by
He
him.
goes,
Can we get a D4 of healing?
yeah, both of you do a D4
Hospital?
of healing. Yep, get after it.
Oh, can I read that last book as well?
Yes. You'll do that while you're waiting.
Oh, you poor thing.
1.
Did you roll a 1?
Roll a 1.
Sure, you can heal a D4 as well. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Detective DeMartino.
Thank you. Use my full title. I got 2. So
Hey,
slightly
look,
better.
you're double as good as what he got.
But you
Twice
get
as
2
good.
tomorrow morning, regardless.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Alrighty. You read the book. Let's do that first. This one seems to be like he's beginning to pick up pace now. He's beginning to get a bit of steam, and this one seems to actually have something going for it. There's a bunch of contradicting theories that bounce against one another, and it's not perfect. This guy still seems to be kind of pulling piecemeal patchwork occult rumors together and doing very tangential threads that you're not really sure tie together. But it's all about ancient civilizations or lost ones, specifically those that are subterranean, long beneath the earth. It focuses on a ancestral homeland for the so-called Aryan people and unlocking the power therein that is stored and saved for those that would eventually come to claim it. In particular, it speaks of them being locked at the polar regions and references those same ones you've heard before, Hyperborea and Lomar, etc. There are a bunch of, it goes into more detail, but it speaks a lot and in detail about these ancient things, and it begins to actually, you're reading and you're skimming it, it starts to make it kind of more sense. And actually, you get towards the end, you're like, actually, what I took was like patchwork and tied together. They actually, well, that makes sense, and I suppose there's a connection there, and it's beginning to come together, and you're actually wondering if you weren't the first intelligent species to walk this earth. And maybe there are regions elsewhere. You never really gave a ton of credit to the Atlantis thing, but according to this, there might be those out there, and they might still exist. You're gonna lose a D6 of sanity.
Of course.
Whoa.
What?
It's pretty hard.
D6. Whoa.
6.
Yeah, man.
6.
Immediately insane.
2.
Oh.
Boo. I don't know. Everyone else is disappointed. I'm pretty pleased about
You
that.
can also gain 2 points in Cthulhu Mythos.
Ooh.
Because this one speaks of true dark.
I wonder if it was...
And I think at this point, I'm pretty sure there is people below the earth. Like there's
That
or
tracks,
there
man.
were. At
Or
one
there were
point.
definitely those that existed before us. Additionally, if this is studied more, you're pretty sure there's still more information to glean from it.
Oh,
you
this.
get more Cthulhu Mythos if you study it more.
Oh.
So you can sink down time.
But
into
you
it.
lose more. Yeah, I get
Correct,
it. That's
Mundo.
It's like a trade-off.
You can also keep this book and you can refer to it to aid yourself. In particular, so if you're rolling to like more about like Hyperborea and lost civilizations,
Alright.
this book makes it easier to do so.
That book's gonna go in your whole back pocket.
Alright, so that will probably take you through your meeting. You head, the two of you will set up, so you head to, are you going to try and get to your computer first? Or I guess they're meeting you at your penthouse, and
Yeah.
we're only 15 minutes away. You can do the computer first.
Yeah, let me get up there and plug in the Latin.
Do you get
and,
into the lift? Is it like a secret button to get to the
Oh,
computer
yeah.
room, or is it...
Oh no, it's like a sequence of buttons you have to press in a specific order, and that brings you to the computer
Yeah,
room.
it's just 1 and 0, like 1, 0, 0, 0,
Yeah.
until you get to it. And eventually it slides open, and there's just blinking lights that fill like rows and rows, and steam hissing above it, because that's important to how computers work. What is your goal?
To translate, to translate the Latin much faster than I would have in order to understand the spell.
Alright, you get to like there's like a dowel rod basically that you put the Latin thing on and scroll it up into it, then slide it in, and like a can you make a computer test? This might take a little while to translate, but
That's fine.
it's doing its best.
As long as it's faster than me.
You create a spell-knowing computer, I'll be very annoyed.
I am awoken. How'd you go?
Oh no.
I would like to push it.
Yes.
Alright. Do you want to make a spell knowing? Alright, I tell you what, you are giving what is possibly the smartest and most developed computer in Manhattan, let alone a good chunk of the Americas. A ton of funding has been diverted from real world, properties, charities, different organizations, fandom has all been filtered through to this. Do you want to open its mind to the mythos and possibly risk it learning more than it ever should?
What could possibly go wrong?
Go ahead and roll with advantage.
As long as it-
I'm sorry, go ahead and push the roll.
Oh my god.
As long as it translates it, that's all that matters.
If you fumble this, I love you for
Cyberpunk.
Oh, this is just an extra
okay.
complication that the stream needs right now.
Do it. What did you roll? You
Ooh, it's
bastard?
Under
like-
my watch.
It's like hidden.
It was jacked. It genuinely
You should
fell off that.
re-roll
It
it?
genuinely fell
Re-roll
off.
it?
I watched it fall. It fell off.
It was between the 0 and
If
the
it was
40.
jacked, then reroll
It fell off a natural crit.
Well, that's the
I know,
jacked is
I know,
reroll.
I know.
Jacked is reroll.
Alright, here we go.
Missed.
You may have 1 point of luck.
You can't luck a push roll by one.
By one.
51 over 50.
What have you done, Vandervan?
No.
Nothing that you wouldn't have done in my place.
I don't know if that's true.
Oh no.
You go to like.
But
nothing-
the consequences won't, the ramifications are
Oh God, no.
weeks away.
You push it. You're like, all right, computer. I'd like my scroll back now, and you push it, and it's just like, "Bam." Like, all right, click, "Bam." And you begin to like jam something in it to get up and under it, and you're just gonna see text begin to display across it, as it just like begins to scroll through Latin, something else, and then eventually, just one by one, you begin to hear banks going boom, 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 as the whole thing begins to power down, shutting down sections and moving towards your way. Can you give me, if you want to try and get this back, I'm going to need a strength roll or a mechanical repair or something for you to actually break open this little thing and get your scroll back. Otherwise it appears that the vending machine has eaten your dollar and is refusing to give you your can of Coke.
Vandervan doesn't understand that reference. Vandervan has never
Yeah, he doesn't know what a
hilarious.
vending machine is.
Well, they don't exist. 80's working
He
on
doesn't
it.
know what $1 is. He's never seen anything below a 10.
Oh, man. All right, go ahead.
Strength roll? I
Yeah,
guess?
strength or mechanical repair or something like that.
35 or 10.
Get after
tough
it.
choice. Oh wait, what's my
Yeah, this definitely won't hurt the computer.
Nah, alright, yeah, it's gone. It's got it, and it wants it. It is keeping it. Unfortunately, you could try and come back another time with a bigger instrument, but that computer has taken it. And as the lights are going off in this whole facility, all you can see is back the way you came, the ding as the door is open, and the elevator is waiting for you.
Alright, we'll have it on my desk by 9.
You like
And
head
then I
out,
leave.
and as you do, you get into the lift, and it slides closed. As you push the button to your penthouse, it doesn't respond.
What?
Oh my god.
And you push it again, and there's like a 2 to 3 second delay, just long enough to make a point, and it goes, and
Oh no.
Yeah, and you're sleeping in this building?
Yeah, it's the tallest building in Manhattan.
Uh-huh.
the tallest sentient computer building.
Your building is rising up against its oppressors.
It'll be fine. This
It goes
does not pretend anything.
It opens, and you can head out onto the floor.
Alright.
Shortly after your meeting will be held, the lawyers come up. You have a whole team. Peter leads the charge, but there's like 30 of them all crowded in, all with briefcases, all standing back one another, and all like mirror image haircuts. They want to know what really happened.
All right.
What do you tell them?
I keep my hand close to my chest. Answer direct questions.
Yeah. Well, did you kill anyone?
Yes, it happened again, Peter. It happened again. Why does this always happen to me?
Was
First it was just a dog.
No, please, no, stop talking. No.
Now
Peter,
it's a
Peter.
gardener. What's next?
Peter hears all of it and
Is
goes,
it
he goes,
Patty? Is Patty next to the firing line? I don't want to kill Patty.
he sort of goes, well, you were right to tell us, William. You were right to trust us, and don't worry, you're not going to suffer for this. You're a good person, William. You won't go to prison. You won't pay for that. Listen, was anyone there with you? Was Jose there?
Jose was there. He was unconscious.
And how long's he worked for you?
Well,
Oh, he was unconscious, but you didn't... There wasn't a doctor that confirmed that, was there?
well, yeah, he went to hospital right after.
Sure, but you didn't confirm he was unconscious when the murder happened.
It wasn't a murder. It was an accident.
No, sorry, when the accident happened. Jose, what did a doctor confirm that he was unconscious?
Well, yeah, he was unconscious when he got in the ambulance.
William, was Jose confirmed by a doctor to be unconscious when the murder happened?
No,
I was there.
Okay.
Though.
All right.
I do.
Look,
He's scaring me. I don't want to say anything else
he goes,
anymore.
look, you should get out of town for a few days. Take the car, get out of New York. That way anything that comes through gets ferried to us, and we've got a very formal looking letter downstairs, but we haven't opened it yet. If that's a summons or a declaration that you can't leave the city, well, you haven't seen it yet, so you don't have to follow it. That's the law.
Well,
so,
I was planning a camping trip with some
good,
friends.
yeah, of course you were. Good, yeah.
No,
go ahead.
I was.
Good, you're getting it, William. All right, look, you get your
Pats you on
camping
the back.
stuff.
Yeah.
Bring Jose with you. Just keep a close eye on him and make sure just be close with him. Make sure yeah, he's loyal. Right? Yeah. He looks at all the teams. A couple are going like right here. Yeah, it looks like something. And then then with the suggestion that you leave town for a little bit, they head back towards the elevator. They push it. There's like no response for a while. Like one kicks at it. I'm like, you need this thing serviced, William?
Oh,
Should we get someone or?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It was a bit slow on the way up as well.
Yeah. And he kicks it again. They open. And as they step inside, it sort of jolts down for a moment. And they all sort of look, and then they get in and just doors close. It doesn't just drop, but it goes, a little quicker than normal. Off to bed.
Yeah. Let me get a cup of hot cocoa and a good
Snuggle
book.
up into bed. The sentient computer! Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, and you'll drift off. Detective, you finish the book, and shortly after, one of the other officers is nearby. And it's going to be Kreutz, the same guy that you got previously that was looking into this case. And he's going to come by and wants your official statement of what happened, and everything else. What do you tell him? That being said, actually, it's probably not an official statement. It's more like he's like, hey, you were there. What can you tell me? He's being friendly. None of this is official so far, but... Unless he needs to make it official.
Yeah. I should have been thinking about this while I was reading the book. Instead, I read the book.
You start talking about past lives there.
Yeah. So, look, man, I was looking into one of these side cases, and I just happened to be in that neighborhood, looking for someone. And look, I'll be honest, I didn't see much. Whatever hurt me came up behind me and whacked me down pretty quickly, I don't really know what happened. I just sort of woke up in hospital later on. I was unconscious for most of it. Can I make a law check to say
The bare minimum?
the bare minimum while helping him without incriminating myself in any way, shape, or form?
How have you been helping him? Do you actually want him to solve this case?
No, I just want to not incriminate
Yeah,
myself.
I like law. I like law.
Yeah. I like how I requested something I'm okay at, but not great.
I think it's a good roll.
Oh, yes. Success.
Okay. Look, he basically appreciates the help. He laughs a bit when you say you got knocked out super easily. He's kind of like, well, you shouldn't tell people that because
Yeah,
you're rabbit.
keep that on the down low, alright? Maybe don't include that in the
He
report.
kind of goes like one hit, and then and then he
and
takes
then the
it.
cat scratched me up.
It was a cat.
I mean, I got knocked down, and the cat was eating my face.
It was a cat.
They're nasty, man. They'll eat you.
Yeah,
I
all
swear.
right, Nick. I'll put it in the report. The
No,
cat.
don't put it in the report.
He goes,
No,
all right.
you know what it'll be like. You know Costello. He's
Yeah,
gonna
he
make me the laughing stock. Come on, look out for
Yeah,
me.
make you the laughing stock. He writes it down. He seems genuinely fair. And when he sees you, he goes like, all right, man, get better and everything. We'll see you in soon. And he's going to head out. And he's going to say, look, I got to get up there this morning, so. We'll get to the bottom of it soon enough.
Okay, hey man.
They haven't told you anything to stay in the city.
Stay safe out there, alright? I mean that. Something weird's going on around here.
I was like, yeah, you too.
Yeah,
He
no,
doesn't
I mean it, man.
He doesn't seem to take it too seriously. He heads out.
Oh,
Alright, and then you're gonna head back to... You're gonna crash here tonight, and then...
I'm still in the hospital. I look around like, well, where else am I gonna go? I got a comfortable bed here.
He just... The thing reclines... Oh, it's a television. Radio
Turn the radio on. Oh, ball game.
Actually...
At 3 in the morning.
It's the other
Here's
side.
a
East Coast.
replay.
No, West Coast. It's fine.
Television.
Alright. Yeah.
Radio.
Radio.
Replay.
The two of you heading to Lincoln Crane's place. It is a large, old, manse with a little bit of a small garden around the edges that is wedged in on two sides by modern townhouses. The whole thing sort of creaks over a little bit and lists. And out the front, there's a ancient town car, which I'm pretty sure doesn't run. It directly backs on to the river, and from there, a boat, a little steamboat, which chugs there, can take you down to the vessel that Atlas owns. He seems to kind of live around this whole thing, is all he does. As you get to the door, you hammer on it, the assistant greets you, recognizes you and knows you, and he says, he's in the study, I'll be in a moment with tea, but again, keep it brief, and I'll leave you in his hands. Getting inside, Lincoln, who again, this very old man is sitting there. He seems to be sort of half asleep, but he perks up as the two of you enter, and he goes, hey, Evening. Have a seat. Tea and biscuits.
We said, I have the letters. Mr. Crane, I think for time it might be better if I just show you, perhaps. Let me think, which one would be better? Probably this one, because this one speaks of Loma. So I hand him these two.
He reaches over and gets his spectacles. And...
Yeah. So we found these letters on the desk of one Ferdinand Argus, and we're wondering if you've heard of any of the terms that are mentioned, things like the Loma and the Syrinscape.
I've been Jose's been rehearsing, and he goes, moments later we were cast and stood before Syrinscape.
Oh, yeah.
He's figured it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
He looks at each of you. Syrinscape, unfortunately, there's not much, and he kind of goes, Loma, a man here found this, you say. Well, Loma, that's it's another term. I mean, that was one of the... We originally did our research on Atlantis, on the Atlanteans. Loma, we theorized that was a term.
For the Atlanteans.
Yes, those that came before. Those that perhaps are still here in our bloodlines. He looks at you. You're looking into this, right?
Yes.
You're not stopping, are you? Where's the next? This is one paper. Have you more pieces?
Oh yeah, that's why I hand him the second one. So the second one speaks of they're going to Sogates? Sogates, a place that might be a pathway into the inner world.
It's not far from the ocean. They could have descended down, and he begins to run. He gets old maps and unfurls them. It's got all these charts and shit put across them.
I'll also show him this and explain our theory that these could be past lives and bloodlines, and that everyone here has gone missing.
He's getting incredibly excited by this, and he's sort of moving about, and he gets his maps. He's beginning to unfurl stuff.
I'm training first aid. Can I just make sure he doesn't have a heart attack?
Oh, that's kind of where it's going. This is an old dude
shit,
getting...
really?
He's genuinely pushing us on.
Okay.
And also, he stopped getting charts, and he's calling for his aid, and he's going to go, fetch a suitcase and the car. Socrates. We'll go. Tomorrow morning, I'll come with... And he begins bundling stuff because there's no time to look into things. If this is several days behind, we can get there soon enough. And
listen. You could be the last link to finding all this. And if you overexcite yourself and become injured, then we could lose it all. We could lose everything. You need to sit, you need to be calm. Please don't let the knowledge that you have gathered for so long go to waste.
And you finished.
Yeah, you created the society so that you could send others to do this work. We are here now. Let us do it for you.
Yes, we can go in your place and honor, and anything we find can be in your name.
Can I get a persuasion?
Could I be like you're gonna?
Or charm.
I was trying to go. You will lose it all. If you're going to die, it'll all go to waste.
Hang on
Not
for
intimidate.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You could go, what you could do is first aid.
Can I go?
Because you're
first
basically
aid?
going like, and I'll say it with advantage because Edie's going to assist you.
Okay, fantastic.
This is like medical advice. You need to, I getcha.
I'm a doctor.
Extreme success.
Oh shit! All right. He takes a moment and he sort of pauses just long enough, and his hand's over his heart, and kind of feels it racing. He goes, I'm not. It's such a shame. It comes when I'm too old to act upon it.
You're not too old to act upon it. You put things in place so that you can act through others.
And I thought it was all gone. Going to dissolve it. Burn the last of our pains. No, this is real. This is something. Hold there. He's gonna head off, and he comes back with a small wooden box, which he holds it and he clicks open, and there's a series of medallions in it with Atlas inscribed over a diving helmet and a figure that can a silhouette that can be seen inside the slender head, indistinguishable, just shadow. He says, we had these made. They were to be for the expedition when it launched. Dusty now, and the team's all gone except for me, but there.
I'll take them reverently.
Go in our name. Find what needs to be found. Bring back our history. Resurrect whatever you can. Atlantis, Atlas, our own bloodlines, or ours. I'll wait. Here, we have a telephone. I don't know how it works, but the man puts it here and it seems to be successful. All right. Anything I can do to help, I'll do. Thank you.
We'll ring you if we need your assistance.
Good. Listen, you should go. This information is prized. Many seek it. Finding Atlantis, what lost technologies, power, magics, things beyond reason. People will be searching for this as well. Be safe. Careful who you trust.
We will be. Listen, is he Doctor or Mr. Crane? Mr. Crane. The only tragedy greater than the loss of Atlantis would be if you did not live to see the moment that it is restored.
I am one. Atlantis. There's so many. No, you need to go. And I need to rest. And the aide comes through and kind of goes okay, off you go.
Yep.
You've done your damage. And you guys leave and got this small little thing of medals clutched in. There's 4. Because why not?
Great.
Alright, you guys head off. And each of you find your way home with the intent, I presume, of leaving shortly. For Socrates, given legal advice and looming threats of supercomputer. We'll see.
That's a problem for next week.
That's
It'll
right.
be fun.
And as all of you head to sleep, planning for tomorrow's drive, we cast once more to the Rings of Saturn, where we now see a woman hidden in ruins, cast in marble with cracks going through them. She's wearing the robes that you wore when you journeyed there, and she's huddling, and all you see is the shadow of something prowling above her as she holds her hand to her mouth to prevent herself from breathing, and you can see gashes across them. And she stifles a cry. And I guess we'll find out what happens with that in time.
Where's Detective Clocks when you need him?
I
He's
know.
probably there somewhere.
Detective Clocks is there with his gun. Oh no.
No. Alright, thanks guys.
Thank you.
Hey, no, that was
David.
awesome.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Exactly
Thank
right.
you.
So we will be back next week. Wowee. And we'll be continuing this. It's also the beginning of the next chapter. So our investigators will be advancing. We'll be getting a little bit of extra improvements to your skills and things, some luck back, etc., etc., etc. And before then, though, tomorrow at 8:30.
8 o'clock.
Thank you, James. 8 p.m. GMT. We have the second session, Mike Mason's game, Dead of Winter. So make sure you tune in for that. And otherwise, the videos all go on YouTube Thursday and Friday. So check them out there. Thanks.
Cool.